Nature isn't as quiet as you think it is. It is loud, so incredibly loud, but not in the way you're familiar with. Not with the growls and snarls of animals, the sound of the wind whirling, or even the waves crashing upon the sand. It speaks and it sings in every little breath and movement. When the stars twinkle, it's music. The knot in a tree, a single message of the trunk's thoughts and memories. Every ocean current, a murmur of the path it has yet to take. And all of these small intricacies of the world press upon me, willing me to lend my ears to their thoughts and desires, their life and their future. It's overwhelming. And yet, if I had to turn my back on the song that follows my every step, that rocks me to sleep as I slumber beneath the night sky, only emptiness awaits. I'd be falling back into a hollow life, straining for something that is always just beyond my reach. And so I'm here, blooming with the melody that grows every day, continuing to listen to the song that guides me until I'm able to play along. And one day, I'll compose my own aria to sing amongst the stars.
There is a great war emerging. A war between righteousness and evil, the light and the darkness, between the truth and the lies. As this great war wages right beneath the surface, it threatens to drown whom it touches. The war for my soul threatens to tear me apart. The truth of the great Triton protector has shown me the lies of a false god who deceived my tribe, the Nalos. Now they remain manipulated by the lies and isolated from the other Tritons. Within my body, the light of Prasanna ignites a great flame, but I have been touched by the darkness of the Shadowfell. The divine light and the shadows have given me the blessings to use my powers to help and defend the individuals of this world. May my mind, heart, and soul be filled with righteousness and not fully engulfed in the evils that have influenced my people. May I have the strength to face my indiscretions of my past and save the Nalos from certain death. May I find balance through this war, to use my love and the pain that I have endured to protect the very people that mean the world to me. For my new tribe, my new family. This war remains, but I will fight it gladly until I become one with the protector of the infinite seas, Proximus.
Hey! Hi! I don't have time for this. No offense, very busy. Hand me that red flask. The one on the left. Your other left. Oh, it's Winnie, sea scavenger extraordinaire. Shouldn't she be scavenging? Yes, I should. But no, there's things out there. Star things. Powerful things. World-changing things that need to be investigated. There's something... Jeffrey, don't eat that. Something I know I knew. There's so much I don't remember. Don't know. I have to relearn it. But how? So, I'm here, experimenting. Trying not to set the ship on fire. I don't even know what I'm looking for, exactly. Can a star be created? Can you get close to making a star? How do you reverse engineer the biggest magical object you've ever come across when you don't even have it anymore? See, I'm really good at the questions, but all I'm finding so far are more of them and no answers. Well, and a potion that makes you, really strong, but that's not what I wanted. Hey, do you... No, Jeffrey, don't eat that!
If freedom was what I was searching for, I found it in the crumbled remains of a statue. I found it in the sails of a stolen warship. I found it in a spark. Or a flame, rather. But I know it's not real. The shadows that wither and watch at night remind me of that. Each soul that I've marked in order to protect others reminds me. It all reminds me that I wasn't strong enough to stand on my own. I couldn't escape without selling my soul to an even worse evil. Or what was left of my soul anyways. It wants to consume all it can. All the power that Domaris has to offer, all the life that it can take. I can't let it take any more than it already has, any more than I've already given. I will not be the reason that this world ends. Come hell or high water, this can only end one way. Because I have too much to lose if it doesn't. I can't lose it all again. I won't lose it all again. Not this time, you fickle fate bastards.
Waves crash on the beach of an endless sea. In them you hear a voice, a beckoning lure you have heard so many times before. It is the song of the horizon. She calls to you. She sings of endless wonders and untold horrors, of golden promises and dire warnings, and you know her song. It has always been there. Listen, can you hear it? The wind is in your favor, the tide is rising, the sea is yours for the taking, and your ship awaits. Fair winds and following seas, brave mariner. May fortune find you when the horizon calls.
Ahoy and welcome everybody. Welcome back to Horizon's Call. I'm Derek Sword. I use he, him pronouns. I am your GM for this wonderful game. I am, as you could say, a guiding compass as we navigate the treacherous seas of Damaris, the homebrew world of Horizon's Call. You can tell I'm a guiding compass because my bracelet says so. Kaila made that. I am so glad to be back. Last week, of course, we had our pre-recorded episode where we explored a little bit more about Acacia and Fia and how dreams and stars and time and the things beyond all of those lurk. But we're back with a normal episode. We're live. We're in the same time as all of you, but also time works differently because of it has zones and things like that. Anyway, just want to throw this out before I have my wonderful cast introduce themselves and say more about their characters and we get into recaps and all that stuff, that you can support this game and this cast by tipping through our Pally. Pally.gg is a wonderful tool that we have found because our channel doesn't break even yet. It just doesn't. That's fine. We're still paying off licenses and stuff like that. So until we break even and are able to pay our cast as handsomely as we would like, we use Pally. Pally is a great tool that takes whatever you were able to tip, evenly distributes it based on shares among the wonderful folk who play, as well as any folk who might be working on the crew, who might be producing, GMs, all artists, all the kind of background stuff that we have. So should you be in the giving mood, it's very much appreciated. We advise that you don't go through Twitch because Twitch just takes a little bit too much of a cut. If you do, it's appreciated. You know, subscriptions, all that stuff, it's fantastic. It goes directly towards the channel, helps us get towards that break-even point. But we like to just skip over that middleman, have Pally not take as much out of whatever you're generous enough to tip, and it goes directly to these incredible folks. All that said, I'm gonna stop talking for a second, have these people introduce themselves. So unless the arrangement has changed drastically, I believe, Mare, you were up first, if you don't mind.
Hello, I am first on the screen, but also alphabetically with Acacia. Hi, I'm Mare. I use they, she pronouns, and I play Acacia, who uses she, her pronouns, and is your soul knife, rogue, star, druid, centaur person, big mouthful, who is very glad to be live and not a recording this week.
Fantastic. Centaurs are big mouthfuls. In general, if you were going to eat one, it would take more time than your standard other humanoid. Eva, I believe you are next.
I suppose I am. Hi, hello, I am Eva, she, her pronouns, and today I am playing Winnie, also she, her pronouns, who is your sea elf alchemical artificer. Yep.
She sure is. Fantastic. great. Next up are the very lovely Mikyl.
That was a great intro. I've never been called lovely before.
It should happen more often. You're amazing.
That made me feel good. Thank you, Derek. Hi, fam. I'm Mikyl. He, him pronouns. I'm playing Proximus. I know this because it's also on my wrist, and Kaila made that for me too. And I'm your Triton sorcerer paladin that's trying to make amends.
Absolutely. Mikyl is also the resident artist that we have for the show, and actually kind of for our channel. We're very, very fortunate to have Mikyl showing the amazing talent that he has. So if you see the art on the screen, Mikyl did that. Go support him on all of his social places for that kind of stuff. We want to encourage him to make more and more art. Also, I do appreciate that Kaila has essentially given us medical bracelets that if we forget who we are, we can just look down and double check and go, oh yeah, okay, I remember now. Last but absolutely not least, the bracelet girl herself, Kaila.
Can you tell what my summer hyperfixation has been? It's been friendship bracelets. Hi, hello, my name is Kaila. I use she, her pronouns. I play our murder mermaid, Scarlet Shores, who also uses she, her pronouns.
You sure do.
You can't say Siren Warlock. It doesn't...
Not anymore.
I'm so sad. It's gotta figure it out.
Warlock no more. No,
Warlock
just
no
very
more.
much I've not to make overly light of this, but in my head it's that Spider-Man cover where he has the Spider-Man outfit in the trash can, he's walking away with his head hung, and the cover just says Spider-Man no more, but it just says Warlock no more, and there's just Scarlet's hand just hanging out of it. Anyway, yes, to get to our recap and what I'm actually talking about in case you missed 2 sessions ago, Mikyl, I believe you have it. Take it away.
Yes. The last time we met our heroes, I woke up atop Red Tide Rock alone, left with a black feather and only memories of a beautiful being. Anyway, Winnie went scavenger hunting in the wrecked ships below the water. Keisha worked on her plans at the ship for a brand new star map. Scarlet and Marcus had a date under the water. When we met up together, Scarlet invited us to help her cast off the shackles of her patron. Her mother revealed the name of that being to Scarlet, but because of my accent, I'm not going to even try that. We met the next morning, prepared for battle. Winnie prepared potions to assist Scarlet, and I anointed Scarlet the Queen of Redemption. We can rework that title later, but, you know. Scarlet flew to the highest spire of the Red Tide Rock, while we all positioned ourselves ready for a battle. The sirens began the ceremony with chants and singing, and out of the seas came a vicious being. A horde of them, called the Starspawn. They began to swarm us, trying to get to Scarlet, but Winnie, Jeffrey, Smokey, and I fought off the horde from the spire, while Acacia, Marcus, Honey, Connery, Sammy, and the rest of the crew protected the invasion from the ships. As we fought, we noticed that the star spawns began to weaken as Scarlet fought through her mental battle with her patron. When she broke her chains, the force cast her off the spire, plunging into the sea. She woke up in relatively good spirits. Physically, she lost an arm. However, there is no cost too great to have your freedom. I'm sure she feels that it is a small price for the outcome of breaking the chains of servitude to such an evil being. We all knew that she was worthy. I hope now she knows that is a reality.
Fantastic. Thank you, Mikyl. Go ahead and enjoy that inspiration. Do with it as you will. Okay. We're going to pick up, I think, on Cross's Mercy, not long after when we left our last full session. So to remind you all were surrounding Scarlet, who had been placed in her bed, with her injury, her loss, and had just watched as she woke up, seemingly fine. Her family's there, Marcus is there, you all as well. I think that there's a moment where, Scarlet, you've awakened for the first time, and you feel this warmth that I was gonna presume sirens are maybe cold-blooded. It kind of tracks a little bit. And I think that there's this warmth kind of all over your body. It's not intense, it's not a burning heat. But it's almost like it's almost an inverse of when you would invoke the name of your last patron, and all of those letters, all of that elder would ignite on your body and mark someone. And you get this moment where you feel the warmth, and you start to see the letters lining up again, except you know elder. You knew this thing's name, and yet you can see that the letters aren't the same. It's not spelling out this thing's name over and over. This isn't a curse. It's hard to translate directly, but it's something close to freedom, safety, sanctuary, something along the lines of chains unbound. And those words ignite all over your body in front of your friends and family, and all of you feel this warmth wash all over you as this light then just dims on Scarlet's body. And you're not exactly sure what happens in that moment, Scarlet, but the rest of you, maybe whether you knew it or not, you've had for quite some time this very low level headache. And it's been there for so long that it's just become normal, and yet it's that the pressure of it is just gone. And you all just feel better than you have in months, almost a year, in fact. What would you all like to do?
I want to know how Scarlet's doing.
You want to do a medicine check?
No, this is just Mare being like to Kaila.
Okay.
Yeah, I too would like to know.
Well enough to get out of bed.
Oh.
No, in reality, I think probably very tired, but
Yeah, I was gonna
also
say. Go ahead.
sense of relief. I can't think of the situation of how to explain it.
I think it's like you've had a very, very long healing session that hasn't actually been that long. It might even be similar to somebody waking up from a coma, or somebody coming out of an anesthesic sort of sleep. There's a stumble to it, but also this weight has been lifted off of your entire form. Go ahead and give me a Constitution saving throw.
I have two character sheets. I don't know which one it is. It's a 9.
A 9. Okay.
Wait,
Shit.
I feel like this is an appropriate time to maybe use a reaction. Can I use a reaction to, can I give her a little Winnie bonus spirit?
Yeah. How are you giving a bonus spirit?
Winnie's not the sort of person to be like, oh, just do some yoga, some deep breaths, it'll be fine.
Eat some vitamin D. Get some vitamin D in you.
You
Yeah,
can. So Scarlet's getting to her feet. She is stumbling a little bit. There is sort of a phantom limb aspect going on where she goes to catch herself, and the limb to catch herself is no longer there.
Yeah.
So you could catch her. I'm just, when you say when you say boosting spirit or whatever you use the term spirit, and Winnie is an alchemist. I'm just making sure you're not like popping a vial into her mouth and going chug.
It's just straight
Yeah.
vodka. Yeah, I mean, Winnie will go to... I was just going to give her a +5 to the roll. But yeah, I could also just scoot under... I mean, Winnie is like 2 feet tall. Winnie can scoot under just about anybody. And
I recently saw Winnie described as pint-sized. And yes.
That is
absolutely.
hilarious.
You're
I don't
welcome.
believe I... Thank you. Yeah, I was like, I didn't do that. But that is very funny.
That was a me thing.
Just a pint of seal. Yes, you may absolutely catch Scarlet, who does stumble a little bit to her feet. Marcus catching under the other arm. And Scarlet, you stand before family and friends. A warlock no more. Or not all the way a warlock. And all of you would see how, even now, Scarlet's dark blue, purple-esque, indigo, maybe is a good word for it, hair, has started to fade a little bit, where it's almost like it's being washed out, and you can start seeing some of the pink roots popping through, and the color just isn't as strong as it was. It's still mostly there, but there definitely has been a change in your friend, a change that is absolutely permanent. And Marcus looks to you all. I really appreciate all of you coming and checking on Scarlet, but I believe the captain could probably use for a little more rest, if you all don't mind. I will check in with you all if there are any major changes.
I think that's a good idea.
Thank you. And he gestures for the door for everyone to leave.
Before leaving, though, I want to look like I'm about to leave, and I look back at Scarlet and I'm like, "Did you kick his ass?"
Yeah.
Good. We'll see you soon.
Winnie will give it a little squeeze, like around the waist, like a little hug, a little Winnie hug, and then scamper out
It's
the
a
door.
hug back.
Like a little skip. And then she'll come back and retrieve little Jeffrey, and then skip back out.
Noted. Yep. All right. Scarlet, your parents leave as well. The Siren Elder who had gathered everyone was there as well. And everyone leaves. Marcus closes the door of the captain's quarters softly and sets you back, at least sitting on the bed. You're doing all right?
I wish I had an answer to that. I don't actually know. Not bad.
Different.
Different. There is no longer a voice in the back of my mind for the first time in almost 12 years. You kind of forget what it's like being alone in your own head.
That almost sounds like it could be lonely in a way if you've gotten used to it. All I'm saying is
haunted house lonely.
Well, some people make friends with the ghosts. I don't think your ghosts are very friendly, but all I'm saying is I'm happy to leave you be if you wanted to enjoy silence for the first time.
No.
But all right. You know, Scarlet, I know you're being strong about all of this. But those who never complain are never pities. And perhaps it might do just to let yourself be taken care of for a little bit.
What does that entail?
lots of things. It mostly entails you just lying back and letting others do what you would otherwise do for just a little bit, just until you're 100%.
But would they do it at the same level of quality that I do?
Likely not, dear. But no one could ever.
Flattery gets you very far.
I'm aware.
I will take things slow.
That's all I ask.
I will do my best to kind of take a seat back and just observe things for now. But so help me God if anything is done wrong.
You honestly think I would let anything go fully wrong without you at the help?
Well, I was kidnapped, so.
And who found you?
Touche.
Honestly, to think that I would ever not come find you.
I knew you would.
Distance is nothing when one has motive.
I'll remember that.
I will always come find you.
Likewise. I do have one question.
Of course.
Who hit the water first? Me or you?
Call it a tie. I had a much shorter drop than you.
It is the only thing I can remember. I remember he took me to the place where I feel suffocated. But I broke through, and then I was in the water. And that is it.
But you broke through.
I did. And I don't think I did it alone. I don't know what happened. But it wasn't just me.
Never has to be. But at the same time, I think it was more you than you'll ever admit. I'm very proud of you.
Yeah, but I have now marked our ships with a giant target, so we will cross that road when we get there. And for now, I think we just sail, adjust, unmark those I have marked.
I was wondering if that's what that was.
What I believe it to be. The translation is a little tricky, but if I stare at myself in the mirror long enough, maybe I'll get there.
Well, there are worse anti-venoms, I suppose, than having to look at you, I mean.
Some would beg to differ.
Who cares for their opinion?
I don't.
Get some rest. I'll make some tea. And you should sleep. And for the first time, I hope, have some nice dreams.
Maybe. One can hope. We shall see.
I'll call in the Flitten for Snuggles.
Where is Serona? I feel like I owe her an apology.
So you're in like a constant storm, and you hear just like from behind one of the bookshelves, just meow. It's just wet outside all the time.
She hates it. She can't go outside. She's just
The wings just like
stuck.
flutter a little bit, and some water comes off.
Sweet girl.
Fantastic. A wet cat in the bed,
There are worse things.
I guess. While Scarlet gets some rest and is cared for by her first mate, What are the rest of you up to as you are likely reaching your final days in around Red Tide Rock?
I think
Thank you
I'm
for-
going.
Sorry.
Oh, sorry. I think I'm gonna help the crew just do final maintenance on the Redemption. Make sure everything is, not completely broken, especially with that last set of horde like bullshit
Yeah.
that came up. And I'll help folks, fix shit up, find stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot of mopping. A lot of the enemies that you fought kind of gelatinized when Scarlet finally broke her pack. So there's a lot of swabbing the deck, buffing out claw marks in the wood. They weren't necessarily trying to damage the ship, but they definitely made a mess on their way out. So absolutely,
Yeah.
cleaning is definitely useful.
Yeah, I will assist there. I'm mostly just trying to keep busy until we ship out.
Winnie, anything on your to-do list?
Winnie. Winnie will go after Proximus if Proximus has something. Sorry, Eva will go after Mikyl. If you have
I
something.
don't.
Okay, that's fine.
I don't really have anything good.
Winnie is after being sure that Scarlet is tucked in and like all safe. I mean, if Scarlet's not safe here, then really, where is she safe? After making sure she's okay, Winnie is going to I guess kind of schmooze? Like talk to some of the sirens and this would probably be after like checking in on the Redemption, seeing that Acacia has things handled there, making sure it hasn't sunk. But I think she just wants to make some new friends and learn a little bit more about this place that she's only heard rumors of. And I mean, she's met sirens, but like, this is their home. So, like, what's the deal? We could trade stories. We could trade songs. Mine aren't quite the same as yours. And I don't think I really have the pipes for yours, but it could be fun. Yeah.
But you do have a new instrument. Did you want to kind of play that on one of the rocks that are just, kind of out of the water and get some siren sing-along going? A fish lady hoedown?
I've never wanted anything more in my life. I think before that, Winnie would test it, to see, is it into. She hasn't played anything since she was like a kid. She did the like, private lessons and then stopped when she. That's character bleed. That's just me. Stopped when she went to school. It's fine.
We all did it.
We all did it. Oh, there's my D4. That's exciting. But so I think she will quietly to herself check if it's in tune. By which I mean, is she able to play anything at this point? How much does she remember? That sort of thing.
Okay. Let's make this a performance roll. We will see. I saw that.
Well, I'm looking
Somebody
for...
decided to multi-class into bard. Don't give me.
No. I was looking for literally any D20. So that was the face you saw. Not,
Fair enough.
If you need D6s, oh boy.
I don't.
Have I got you covered?
I'm not casting Fireball today. Thank you though.
That's too bad because I. No, I mean actually, well, we're in the middle of the water. It'd be fine. Okay. It's individually wrapped. Why? Performance. I can do this.
Sure can.
This is really exciting. This is one of my worst skills. This was an excellent multi-class choice.
I mean, unless you could think it would be anything else, I just can't see, rosining up your bow as anything else besides performance.
Oh,
You're
no.
making a face.
I would
what's your
never.
roll?
It was a 19, so I'm 23.
23. Okay.
Yeah.
I think
This is the
like
best
riding a
Twinkle
bike.
Twinkle Little Star anyone has heard in a long time.
It's Mary Had a Little Lamb. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not the exact same tune at all. Yeah, you are able to tune it perfectly, and getting it out of its watertight case, you find that you have. I will also say so. This is fiddle, violin, viol. What? Tell me what string instrument this is.
I
Cello.
would love for Winnie to have a cello, which would be
That's
one
a
of the
bludgeoning
least
instrument.
convenient. Yeah, one of the least convenient.
Anytime I hear cello, I hear Jack Black in my head from School of Rock. Cello, it's a bass, and that's how I remember it's a bass instrument.
I think it is a straight up violin. Fun fact: the only difference between that and a fiddle is the flatness of the bridge. So
It's true.
yep. Yeah.
Okay. I will say, so as you draw across the strings, there is a baseness to it that kind of thrums outwards. You do note, I'll give you this, with the performance check and everything, there is a certain magical quality to this instrument, that maybe comes from the wood. Seems very different. It's a very different kind of hue than a lot of violins you have seen before. But yeah, otherwise you play a little diddle, and not on a fiddle, and it comes out beautifully. So if you would like to go out and play with some sirens, you absolutely can.
Yes, 1000%.
Fantastic. Okay. I would say if you go and sit out on the deck, if you go and sit on a rock, sirens are going to be naturally drawn towards music anyway, and they begin to kind of sing along with you. And you, as you're kind of sitting there, you might chat with them.
Oh yeah.
You would learn that Red Tide Rock is the headquarters of sirens. Like, not all sirens are born here. A lot of sirens are born in storms, which is also really tumultuous for moms who are trying to hold on to their kids in the middle of whirlpools and torrential rain and everything else. Siren births are they're pretty intense. So that's why sirens like to congregate together to kind of all support each other, and also create a baby catching ring around where any birth is, so they can, if the tide goes to take a child out, which has happened before, they can, make sure the child is safe. So a lot of sirens come to Red Tide Rock, even those that aren't born here, because it is a safe place. It is a place that they innately, in the way that birds know to fly south, all sirens know, in their hearts, where Red Tide Rock is. When they get close enough, they are drawn to it, and all of them have that innate song that Scarlet had, where in times of immense stress, they can call out to others to come help them. So a lot of sirens here don't stay here full time. A lot of them, like Megan, who you met back on Umberlee's Eye, go out and, engage in a trade of sorts. Megan, went from tavern to tavern and used her song. Some of them become spies, but they will always bring the information back. There's a certain loyalty to Red Tide Rock, those who come here. And the place is a secret kept among sirens and those that are trusted by sirens. Is there anything else you wanted to learn specifically?
I think at some point Winnie would have to ask about if they have any stories or elder knowledge.
Make a history check for me.
17.
Okay. So stories, they have their own myths, they have their own fables and fairy tales, all that kind of stuff. There's the similar one that Fia told you about their kind of relation to harpies as well. But when you ask about elders, one of the older sirens kind of chimes in and shares with you that sirens believe that their song was actually taught to them by the beings who came first. That, much like if you were to talk to Acacia about this, who has learned that the chorus is what the elders kind of call themselves among the stars because they also communicate through song. And because the song that the sirens literally sung with Scarlet to break her pact was in Elder, that there might be a connection, a sort of, not necessarily direct heritage, but definitely a verbal lineage, a melodic heritage, perhaps, lineage that comes from the elders that the sirens carry on. And you would also know that their song is kind of what stirs storms, that there is magical nature to the siren song, so that has to come from somewhere because they themselves are magical beings.
I love that. Winnie will probably also ask about, like, if they have the equivalent of, like, body tavern songs. We don't need to go into, like, the details of all that, but just, like...
Yeah, it's called the Top Heavy Mermaid. Okay, all right.
She's going to spend the next couple hours working on the violin transcription of that.
Yeah, like all the lyrics are just about a mermaid that keeps trying to swim to the surface, but she's not as buoyant as she thinks, and
or too buoyant.
Well,
okay.
So she keeps kind of like swimming in circles, and causes whirlpools that sailors get caught into.
That's where they come from. This, oh god, has gone so far off the rails.
They also have not one that they created, but there is a pirate shanty that goes around called the Siren Song, which I believe the lyrics are, she's a liar and a thief and a damn cold fish, but she's the only one I want, she's the one I wish.
She's not the one that you want, baby. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
This is an actual song that I'm referencing.
Mine was from Greece. If that's not an actual song, I don't know what is. Before too long, like probably about the time that her fingertips are like, hey girl, you don't have the calluses for this. She will pack everything up and scamper back to the... She is moving in a very strange fashion this session. We don't know why.
Scuttling, scampering.
She will scamper back to the Redemption and find Acacia if she's there.
Yeah, I'm definitely around. Probably have this really gooey mop pushing some star gross stuff off the side.
Gross. Hi.
Yeah, there's something like jellyfish throw up that just goes right over one of the sides.
Like room temperature jello.
I'm like currently looking at my front hoof, just that's covered in it because I accidentally stepped in it. It's gross.
Winnie will throw a little bit of what looks like crushed up coral at your hooves, and it's gonna just kind of like dissolve all that and like clean it up, effectively prestidigitating it away.
Thank you.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's gross. I don't blame you. Also, there's an awful lot of that on the deck. This was okay.
Yeah, it was.
Maybe we should get some sand or something.
I don't think Stargoop is gonna sand is going to be fixed with sand.
No,
a
but it'll make
lot.
it less slippery.
True.
Why was I here?
I don't know what's up.
You and the Star Song, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about it?
Derek, I probably would have learned the name of someone I was talking to about this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. This.
Did you want their name, or were we just going with you would have learned it?
If you have their name, yes, that would be good.
Yes. Carmen.
San Diego?
That's so funny. I should have gone that way, but I went Carmen Miranda.
That's closer to what I was going for. Yeah. Going for the
you already
musical
said,
Carmen.
Like, spy doesn't matter.
Anyway.
If you have time, probably not right now because you have a mop, but in a little bit, there is a siren named Carmen who, like, you might want to talk to about the, like, Star Song stuff, because they have, like, their own, connection to it and whatnot. And it kind of reminded me of talking, with your elder on Soteria about the stars and stuff. And, just, I mean, I could relate the information, because I did take very good notes, and also, I keep it all up here. But if you wanted to, like, straight from the horse's mouth, so to speak. Is that's not offensive,
Nope.
right?
Yeah. No.
Okay.
You're fine.
Be kind of
It's
weird
just-
because you're not actually a horse. You're like,
It's just very an overused pun,
yeah,
but
that's
it's
fair.
fine. If you don't mind making a copy of the notes for me,
Yeah,
I can
absolutely.
look at them later. But I'm kind of my brain has I'm not really up for a lot of elder information at this exact moment.
Oh yeah, no, that's fair. I just thought you would want to know.
I've gotten my fill of information from elder stuff recently.
Like, are you okay?
I'm fine. I'm fine. I can explain another day. But
Okay. Well, you
I'm
just
okay.
said you were kind of overwhelmed with it, and I realized that me asking you, if, like, you know where to find me if you ever do want to talk about it, but yeah, if it's weighing heavily on you, you probably don't want to think about it too much right now. So,
it was just a lot. It was mentally exhausting.
this has kind of been a hell of a week, honestly.
Yeah. Just a little bit.
Maybe more than that.
You're right. About a week and a half.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay,
Thank
I'm gonna go
you.
do stuff. Bye! And when he's gonna go work on the sphere. Now that I've got stuff for it. More stuff for it.
Anything anybody else wanted to do? Okay. Scarlet, I mean, you're healing pretty quickly. We can probably give it a day. It's enough to clean off ships, get stuff worked on, chat around, play some music. Second day comes, and I would say that you're probably feeling well enough to get out of bed. So, Scarlet, you exit the captain's quarters. Out on the top deck, your crew all made ready for you as Marcus has got them into attention. Your officers all waiting patiently and eagerly to see that you are well. You have engendered quite a lot of affection and respect from your crew throughout your time on Cross's Mercy. And applause erupts as you step out of the captain's quarters, your captain's coat draped over your shoulders. What would you like to do?
Cry. I'm kidding. Skylar wouldn't do that in person, in front of people. That's not a public affair. Honestly, just try to go about business as usual.
Okay.
It is very awkward to be applauded for. Even with someone with the confidence level of Scarlet, it's still just awkward.
Are you all preparing to leave Red Tide Rock?
Would like to have a discussion with my mother first.
Sure. Would you like that to be under the water, or would you like to summon your parents to the ship?
To the ship, because I would like it to be with everyone. Well, we would like it would be I would like it to be with the inner circle.
That's good, Aquan. Yeah, that's what Aquan sounds like. Okay. You all are asked to meet with Scarlet again aboard Cross's Mercy in the captain's quarters. She looks much better. She is standing firmly on her 2 feet. Color has come back to her face, and even more, the color from her hair has seemed to fade as time slowly
There's really
goes
bad
by.
roots going on right now.
Yeah, it's got that bisexual roots.
Cotton candy.
Your mother, Seraphina, your father, Dalen, have both come aboard as well. Your mother taking on, again, her very more humanoid, much like you, have a more humanoid form, where your father is just like a merfolk with legs. He's a very colorful individual, who actually kind of has your hair color now, actually.
You can see the resemblance more.
I will say, before they even get there, Marcus is doing his best to, make your bed, tidy up the captain's quarters, and he reaches under one of your pillows, not the one you were resting on, but the one next to it, and he catches his hand on something. He actually pulls it back. I don't want to alarm you, but I think there might be a snake under your pillow. One moment. And he reaches back and pulls out a coiled whip.
That makes more sense than the snake.
Was mistaken. It has barbs on it, and a note. And he hands the whip over to you. It seems that this belongs to you.
And I reach for the note.
Okay. The note says, "Darling cousin, had this languishing in my collection, thought you might be able to put it to better use. Excellent for raiding ships and restraining smoldering first hands. Ta. Fia of the Rhone."
That's bloodsick. I will pocket that note and not share it with anybody else.
And on the back of the note, I will say, it does list this whip as a flame snare whip.
Well, it looks like I'll be learning how to use this with my left hand.
I am not going to volunteer to be around for that.
You sure? It'll be fine. Whip an apple off your head? That'd be great.
Fire resistance is not immunity.
You'd be fine. We have a surgeon. Wouldn't kill you.
I might be able to give you extra resistance.
Everyone arrives into your captain's quarters, your parents, your friends, your companions.
I have put the whip away. It is not
Noted.
out for display.
Not on the hip. Okay.
No, not yet. Why would I carry something I can't use?
I mean,
So
it's Winnie's whole deal.
everyone is gathered. What would you like to do?
I would like to gather everyone around the war table, first of all.
You look better.
I feel better. I honestly don't remember the last time I actually felt like a real person. It's very strange what warlock magic will do to you. Alas, here we are. I have brought us all here for something rather important. That's why all of you are here. We need to discuss the matter of the ring.
Again,
Unfortunately. As it is something that we now possess on ourselves. And I don't particularly feel comfortable traveling with such item. Nor do I want to just hand it over to Roland. No offense, Winnie, I don't necessarily super trust your brother.
Well, it sounded like you were in the middle of something, so I'll let you finish what you were saying. But I do have a few thoughts. Yes.
My idea was to leave it here at Red Tide Rock.
Winnie would like to look at Seraphina and Dalen.
You certainly could, I suppose. And Seraphina looks at you. I'm curious as to why you would want to.
We know where it is. First off, we know it's safe. And like you said, only sirens know where Red Tide Rock is.
Yes, but this is also the type of thing that other creatures are drawn to. It could jeopardize this place. This is a safe place against many creatures, but not all. We are happy to secure it to the best of our ability, if that is what you would ask. I just want to make you aware of the risks.
One of y'all folks that has detect magic available, can you see how much it teams with magic right now? Does anyone have detect magic right now?
I do.
Please don't ask her to do any magic right now, except for...
Okay.
Winnie will...
I just can't remember who has detect magic.
As far as I know, I still have the ring in the bag, right?
As far as I know, you haven't taken it out.
Jeffrey.
So, I'm just gonna scritch little Jeffrey's cheek, and he's gonna do his little jaw unhinging thing, and I'm gonna peek in the bag, and... How teeming is it?
So you pull it out of the bag.
Yeah.
I will help you pull it out of the bag.
Oh yeah, it is
hefty. Yes. Jeffrey, you can hold Jeffrey upside down and just thunk onto the floor.
There's a bunch of other stuff rattles all into Scarlett's captain's quarters.
Right.
Just, what the fuck?
Oh god, no, the mirror's in there.
Marcus just
too much
cleaned
candy.
this.
So with detect magic, this thing is almost blinding.
I don't like it. It's
just give this to you. You remember that you had just like a random Morkoth attacked you all when you first combined all of your elder pieces into the astrolabe. Like, these things are beacons to creatures that are attracted to magical items. You know, things that hoard magical items are attracted to these things. So this thing has given off a lot of energy.
I'm going to assume yes.
Yeah, it's real bad. It's
not like it blinds the entire room. It's not like it's you know, like you put the sun in the room. But when you look at this thing, it's so illuminated.
It's like the LED headlights of one of those pickup trucks.
It's like radioactive with how
everybody winces.
It's like when a coworker reheats like a fish meal in the break room.
Exactly. Yes,
ship
sure.
Or whatever.
Yeah, the fish and popcorn, absolutely.
Winnie,
Fish corn.
can you? I know the bag of holding emits its own magic, but can you see the ring's magic from within when it's in the bag of holding?
My next question was: is there a way we could mask this?
Was that a shaking of your head, Derek, that I cannot see it from the bag of holding within the...
Correct. You cannot see it from the bag of holding because it is not on your material plane.
I was going to say...
Oh, we leave Jeffrey here. Got it.
Also,
Winnie just, like, dead eyes straight at Scarlet.
No.
Jeffrey looks to Seraphina and goes, "New mom?"
No.
And then points at Scarlet and goes, "I'm your brother now."
I made the mistake.
Winnie is just gonna give him a couple things and set him off to the side, and he's gonna lay on the floor, kind of like a high school girl, like on the telephone, laying on her bed.
Legs kicked up, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just give him like something to color with.
Yeah, that was basically it.
Okay.
It was
Got like one
yeah.
of Scarlett's like nice like journals and pins, just fucking doodles. Just-
No, he does have a specific piece of paper, but not the focus here. The focus is okay, so good news about the bag. I would almost suggest that maybe we look for more bags of holding. But also, I don't think it's very polite to leave a giant beacon here at the moment until we have like a better grasp on them. The rings, not the sirens, who are quite lovely. Thank you very much for letting us into your home. It's been very nice. And also, memory check. Winnie would remember definitively. Eva does not. Rollin does not have any rings so far, correct?
Rollin did not show
far
you
as
or
we
say
know.
that he had any rings. Yes.
Yeah. 2, we are going to have to travel with rings at some point, probably, because it's unlikely that we will have like little safety deposit boxes right next to where we find them.
We're gonna have to
And-
get more anyway, basically.
Yes, and also, in the interest of sharing knowledge, we could learn a lot from Rollin about the rings by giving him the one piece for now,
but not the others.
but not the others. Or, yeah. Because I do think it is a good idea to keep them separate for a variety of reasons until we,
And reminder, Rylan said that he agreed with that too, keeping them separate in general until
Yeah.
they're needed. So
But who validates when they're needed?
we're the ones
That's
that are
a-
getting them, so it doesn't really matter.
I
Ultimately,
believe
it's up to us.
Rollin did agree not to put them all into the same contraption
in the same
until
place, yeah.
until you all had gathered them and you could assure everything was going to be
And
okay
I think
with
we're
them.
doing very good at checking in with ourselves and with each other at each step of the journey in terms of like what to do with the rings and whatnot. So like I'm pretty confident that by the time we have a second one, we'll have a better grasp on what to do with that one too.
And I don't think it inherently, while it has its own magic, I don't think we can use it with just one.
No.
I don't-
Derek,
Basically useless. Basically.
Unless you used it
We-
for something else, maybe.
Derek, we haven't talked about this specifically in character in a game, in a session, but I'm sure it came up, like,
Mhm.
even if we didn't talk about it. How many pieces are there?
There are
yeah.
10 in total.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I figured that's something we would know even if we didn't specifically talk about it.
Yes. Actually, let me double check my. Yes, 10 in total.
And we, to our knowledge, only have one.
Yes. Yeah, and I'm sorry, I didn't mean to make it seem like Rollin's hiding anything. I remember that he said that he had Elder Shards, which I was trying to make sure that I was remembering correctly. He has pulled on a couple of Elder Shards that are innate. He has not said to you all that he has any rings and said he needed you all to get the rings for him.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, and like, there's always the possibility that he has it. He already has one hidden somewhere, but he's never like confirmed that he has like a collection that he wants to add to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sketchy brother is only but so sketchy.
I mean, because if he had like a whole lot of power, he wouldn't really.
He wouldn't need us,
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
in theory.
In theory. So the other thing that we should probably do is because it is a beacon, and we're still taking it. I mean, he wants it, so like that's consent of a sort. But we should probably check in with him as to his plans for either masking it or keeping it safe from creepy crawlies, because I'm sure he has a plan, but I don't think he has told us said plan. I mean, fortifying the town and stuff was probably part of that, but, like, I feel like a few more things would probably help.
If he's never had possession of such an item, though, how would he know anything about it? But the fact that it is a beacon.
He has done his own research, and he's only gonna learn more by looking at this.
Yeah. And, like, we have the shell phones. Like, we could just call him up right now, metaphorically speaking, and say, like, hey, we've got this thing, and it's pretty toasty, magically speaking, and kind of coming up on some, bad radars. So, this is probably more than 25 words, but, what...
We just
fair
each
warning.
use our sending.
Yeah.
I will actually start ascending to Roland, since it sounds like
don't-
Winnie was just talking.
It, like, cuts off
mid-sentence,
halfway
yeah.
through.
Yeah. Okay. This is where I need sending. Is it 20 or 25 words?
25.
Oh, thank God.
25. Okay.
I was like, it is, but I always count by syllables anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Roland responds with, well done. I will have measures in place.
Okay.
Return promptly. Be safe. Yeah, okay. He's not going to use all the words.
He doesn't need to.
No,
He's not as long-winded as Winnie.
Tracks.
Butts. Yeah.
He would not.
It runs in the family, yeah. We don't waste magic in this house. You know how much magic costs?
Did we ever update Rollin that we found that everyone
We
found Scarlet?
just did. Oh, nope.
Everything was fine.
It's fine. It's fine.
Hope Scarlet's alive.
Well, if it's more than 70, like 100 words or whatever, Scarlet's gonna have to use her sending to send him the rest of the message anyway. So
It's fine. It's fine.
okay,
He'll find out you're alive when we get back.
didn't
Scarlet's
die.
alive. Neat.
I'm sure he probably has confidence also that
I can
if
get my book back.
we are bringing back the ring. We've given up on the Scarlet search for a reason.
Wow, we got one ring and lost a quarter of our party. How many more rings? 9. 9 rings. Wow, that's
Sounds like we
fine.
need to do some recruiting.
I'll spit in your
Listen.
mouth.
Anyway, cat herding. Back to the topic at hand.
Yes. If it wasn't clear, Winnie did shove it back in the bag. Like,
Okay.
for the...
I let go of it. You can't hold it. It just falls back in.
Yeah. Once they were like, hey, can we see it in the bag? It stayed in the bag for now.
Jeffrey looks up at you and goes, hey, Mom, is the Bagman real?
No,
the
baby.
fuck is he talking
No,
about?
No, and Winnie's gonna cover, like, where his ears would be. Nobody tell him.
Is the Bagman going to come out of my mouth?
No,
That's how it's
honey.
hooked up.
What
no.
the fuck?
Connery was telling me about the Bagman.
Honorary?
Honey, it's okay. We're gonna have a little talk with Connery, but no, it's just a spooky story. And she kind of gestures at Acacia like, I'll tell you later.
I give Proximus
too.
I just give Proximus a confused look.
Proximus is like,
We're both looking at each other like, what?
I'm surprised Acacia didn't get, like, spooky stories on Omen Howl, which is, like, this world's Halloween, about the Bagman, because that would absolutely be something that it feels like Curio would do. Because Curio also has, like, extra-dimensional spaces, and he's like, yeah, the Bagman is this person who, like, got placed into a bag of holding, and he got twisted by the astral plane, and now he can, like, come out of any bag, and he'll grab bad little kids and drag them in.
Imagine if there's any children on Ascension that Curio's just telling ghost stories to
oh
at night.
gosh.
Oh, the best.
So good.
Later this evening, when little Jeffrey's in bed, or at least not with
In
the
bed.
group, In her workshop,
Like
whatever.
the-
The homunculus has a small little bed.
He has a
He
little
has to,
hammock
yeah.
under her work
What?
desk.
Oh, what if Jeffrey? You know how those little nets that you hang from the walls that you put all your stuffed
Yes.
animals
Oh
in?
my god,
yeah.
yes. So later, like, when they're all still together, Winnie will tell the Bagman story, but she's also going to do, like, shadow puppets to, like, describe, like, this awful, too long-limbed, wrong man coming out of the bag.
Wrong man.
What's upsetting is Winnie has like gloves that would make this way too realistic. Yeah. Like the
No,
new
I hate
Candyman
it.
kind of shadow puppets. They're horrible. Yeah.
Literally, this
Okay.
is the one
I
weird
both love and
crossover
hate
between
this.
sleight of hand and performance.
Yeah.
Oh, sleight of hand. Oh god, I need to do more. Oh,
So we are under agreement that we're not going to leave it here for now, correct?
Sounds like it.
Okay.
Proximus?
Yes.
I just didn't know. I just wanted to
agree?
check in. Yeah.
Any
I
comment?
don't
concern?
think you guys have said a lot of words, and really, I checked out a long time ago.
Proximus.
but-
You're honest.
Character ever. I love.
Does he?
You guys said a lot of words. I don't know. We weren't hitting anything.
Does Proximus seem okay? Just
real
like,
tired.
He doesn't care.
He's really like,
He's heartbroken because Fiat's gone.
Oh,
a little
Aw.
distracted.
buddy.
In his hand is the feather, and you. He quickly puts it away because he knows you guys are looking. So now it's been awkward. So I trust all of you to make the right decision. All of these contraptions have been nothing but problems, and so I don't know if I am the one to ask about this.
Scarlet, in that case, is there anything else you wanted to talk about in terms of anything?
Or is they are in safe haven on Ascension?
Oh, I love that. Yes.
I know it won't ever be like Red Tide, but at least something not so far away.
We have many sisters who go out into the world. It would be nice to them to have a safe place besides here. Not so far away. That would be very nice. We will send whomever, a small contingent with you to keep you as safe as they can along the way.
That would be wonderful. And maybe if we expose people to more sirens, can rewrite a few tales.
The quarters above land are pretty much close to done, but I know a bunch of folks have been working on underwater habitats as well and homes.
I believe
So.
we had planned for a tavern that was both above and under.
Yeah.
And you have that. Yep.
So
You have a pretty amphibious town.
I don't think we have a name for the Do we have a name for the tavern?
No,
For the tavern, no.
I mean we can, but unless you all wanted to name it, I
am
leave it-
exempt
You all are
from
welcome to
naming
name whatever you
things.
like.
The triple P. Eva the triple P.
Shut up. That's exactly what I was thinking of.
I also remember vividly the triple P.
Yeah.
Is there anything else any of you wanted to discuss here?
I have something, but I don't need everyone here for it. Oh, although if there is anything in particular that sirens might find more accommodating about Phoenix Landing or anywhere on Ascension really, we could kind of call ahead and get things started.
We are pretty
Give your brother
adaptable
a
as far as
to-do
things go.
list.
I mean,
Love that.
he's getting a pretty good deal here, so, you know. Also, there's probably some other people who would be interested in spearheading what have you.
We will give you a list of things that would be nice to have.
Yes, good, excellent.
And while you all are here, and you all are the people most important to Scarlet, I wanted to have a special moment with all of you. Scarlet, you have missed so many birthdays, and we thought you might like to have a birthday gift. It's still technically a couple of months away from your next one, but this is a way to make up for a lot of lost ones.
I don't even know when my birth date is.
Well, you can ask.
It is the 17th of Hornblower. You are a New Year baby. A warm storm child.
Frantically writing.
I have
yes,
only ever celebrated my service day. Celebrated, used very loosely.
Scarlet, you are the sign of the chalice.
Ooh.
And your dad pulls out a larger box, and it has barnacles, things all over. It's clearly been under the water for quite some time, and it has a little clasp on it that he unclasps and opens for you. And within is a beautiful set of armor that's kind of folded in on itself. It has a leather quality, so it's softer armor. This is technically studded leather. And it has set into it a chest piece that has a series of runes and wing emblems and things like that. A lot of it gives you like a concept of air and birds and the sky. These belong to your grandmother, actually. This was hers when she led the forces of the Sirens before I did. You have fighting in your blood, and hopefully this will keep you safe as you go out into the world. And this is studded leather Zephyr armor. This gives you advantage on dexterity saving throws and acrobatics checks. And as an action, you can cast Wind Wall.
Fancy.
There, you've got at
And
least
it is
one
accommodating enough. It is accommodating enough that you can wear it in your siren form or in your humanoid form. Happy birthday.
This is wonderful. I am glad that I
Sirens
get-
typically don't do cakes, by the way. They get very soggy underneath the water, so...
I have never done cake regardless, so it is okay.
That can be changed.
Maybe. We'll see.
Winnie, you've got it written down. Her birthday, right? To tell.
Oh, yeah.
To tell Honey
Yeah.
for later.
We're not going to do a surprise party. We're not going to do that.
It's your birthday,
We're
and
not
we're
going
gonna have
to
a
tell-
party.
We're
There,
not
it's
going
a
to tell
surprise.
anyone. We're going to keep this very secret in between this room only.
I already wrote it down. I'm sorry.
That you keep it to yourself, Winnie.
She doesn't need to know why we're requesting a cake.
Yeah, that's also true.
Honey is very nosy if you had not noticed.
It's fine.
She will sniff out whatever reason you have going on because she wants to be involved. Ask Connor. There's a whole lot of horror stories with that.
It'll be fine.
Winnie's just gonna lean over to Acacia. Little Jeffrey can't keep a secret anyway, so we're good.
Okay, so we can just blame Jeffrey.
Yeah.
Also, note to self: don't tell little Jeffrey any secrets.
Oh no, gosh, don't, no. No. Don't. Seriously, don't.
I won't.
I think at this point... Kaila, how many drinks do you have? I'm sorry, every time I look over, it's a different beverage receptacle? Okay. And that's
I have my wine
Beverage
glass, I have
goblins
my
have 3
Starbucks.
drinks at a time.
Judgment-free question. Okay, yep, perfect. Love
I
that.
have the bottle that goes to this, but I need to refill it.
I just... It was like my brain finally caught up and I was like,
Wait a second.
there's so many. Okay.
At this point, I think little Jeffrey brings me the paper that he's been coloring on. Hey, right. So, Acacia? Nope.
Mm-hmm.
I love you. I meant Scarlet. Sorry. Trying this one again.
Just Woody going, Acacia, I love you. Not talking to you right now, though.
I love you too.
Now she has to go around the room to everyone else, specifically Proximus, because I don't know if the parents are still there, but like, Proximus, I love you too. Still not talking to you either, but I couldn't leave you out after saying that to Acacia. So,
I appreciate it.
Scarlet.
Winnie.
I am trying to think of a sensitive way of asking this.
When have I ever been offended, Winnie? Please. Please answer
ask
this
it.
honestly. Just answer it. Ask it.
Okay, I mean, I could answer it too, but that seems very presumptuous.
Honestly, I trust you enough to just answer it too, but here we are.
So, I can't help but notice, that you are down a hand.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't, this is even not remembering, is it just the hand or is it the forearm?
Elbow.
It's from the elbow, okay.
Elbow down. Yep.
Yeah, so hand and forearm, and they were pretty okay. And I didn't know if you were thinking of replacing it or if you were just gonna kind of hang out as is, which is also pretty okay. But I didn't know if you maybe wanted some options.
Do you have options, Winnie?
Oh, I'm glad you asked. And she's going.
I'm only a little scared.
She's going to pass over the paper that little Jeffrey was doodling on, and you can see Winnie's like Da Vinci-esque sketches, right? Of like just black pen and like different hand kind of not musculature, but like that kind of like detailed, inner workings of something.
Like mechanical anatomy.
Mechanical anatomy, very well rendered. And there's probably 3 or 4. And then little Jeffrey has just been like coloring them in, but like not necessarily inside the lines. So,
I was thinking Jeffrey's like a printer, where like it looks like a kid's drawing, but it's just him just going across the page. Yeah, just Xeroxing it.
Yep.
There's a little picture of like a smiling lion in the bottom with like a bow in his hair that says Connery.
And then later after the fact, little Jeffrey like added like his version of the Bagman behind him.
It's Jeffrey with his mouth open and there's a hand coming out of it.
God. Oh God. This will be
I
my
don't
nightmare.
dream of electric sheep. I dream of this.
Jesus. What have we
But
done?
my nightmares were bad.
So, like, if you wanted, I'm kind of finishing up Acacia's, thing, and, I've always got stuff to do, but, like, this could help you out if you were, looking for something. This one's kind of got, like, a coral motif. This one is, more like it's just metal. It's just metal. Oh, this one is more like it's like a hard ceramic, but is also a little flexible, like it doesn't shatter straight away. This one has secret compartments for secrets.
Wendy, what secrets do you think I carry?
I've known you a while, Scarlet. Like, I wasn't born yesterday. And she's just
Another
gonna
trick
pat your
question.
arm.
Thank you. You passed.
Marcus clears his throat.
I'm looking over the schematics, and if you want something like multi-material or wood, I'm sure either one of the druids or
There's
A Warforged could help too.
like one at the bottom that is kind of like a mix, and it has like little leafy twigs, and it has like a little drawing, but like a Winnie drawing, not like this pretty schematic version, like the cartoon version of like Winnie and Acacia shaking hands.
That's adorable.
On the back, there's a very detailed one that just has like rocket launchers and like machine guns and everything.
But it's
Jeffrey's
going
like,
to pass
that one's
on
my
that one."
favorite.
I was gonna say, but it's got like a single line through it that just says "For Jeffrey."
Yeah,
in
it's
his
just
handwriting.
like it's a cannon with like fireballs attached to it. Yeah,
What
got
metal
racing
were
stripes.
you thinking of, Winnie?
Probably it would have to be a couple different kinds for like the different parts. You understand? You probably
Would
don't
it
want
rust
anything.
in water?
No, I wasn't born yesterday,
Okay,
as
I
I've previously
didn't think
said.
you
So
were.
I should know. But no, nothing that would rust. You might have to oil it occasionally though, which could be kind of irritating. But on the other hand, you might have to water the wood one a little bit too, depending on like what like features you want. Like if you don't want it to have a little like sprout on it, then you probably don't need to water it. I can't really do the sprout part. Acacia, I was kind of hoping you could take care of that if that was the one that...
If I can't, then I can ask someone to assist too.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, I just thought that, I mean, you could just, like, you can keep this if you want.
I will look over it and I will decide which one fits best.
You also, I mean, like, you could just mage hand it if you needed to, maybe.
I've been trying to do that, and the coordination is not quite there.
That was really kind of thoughtless, because I don't know what you can do anymore and what you can't. So that was, I'm sorry about that. That was on me.
No, it's weird. It's like I have this weekend guinea pig in the back of my brain that's telling me to cast Warlock spells. Olive.
That's weirdly specific for a creature that we have not come across in our travels.
Disintegrate!
No, Winnie, it's almost like a draining battery. It's like it's still there, but once I use it, it's going to be gone. And I don't quite know what to do after. I'm going to have to figure it out, but Mage Hand has been anti-climatic and very uncoordinated and has not gone very well. But we're working on it.
When
we're
he
getting
is
there.
studiously not looking at Marcus. So you just know that whatever happens, and however things turn out, you have us by your side.
I know.
Little Jeffrey
And
hugs
as
your
far as
calf.
magic goes, you will always have magic, Scarlet. You have the storm within you. You were born from it. You will discover it. I have no doubt.
It's figuring out how to actually use it.
You don't learn magic very proficiently and well in a day, no matter what any warlock says. You still need to practice, so don't beat yourself up about it.
I will try not to, but I will have to get my shit together at some point.
Well, you don't need to know it by tomorrow. Marcus, please make sure that she does not berate herself because she feels like she's moving too slow.
Okay, just ask me to do impossible things. That's fine.
Also, good luck with that. Yes.
Yes, I will
Or if you
do
need
my
backup,
best to...
I am
I'll gallop
standing
in.
right here.
I
Yeah,
will be as encouraging as I can possibly be.
Yes, from outside your first mate's quarters.
Oh,
You're doing great.
Maybe that's
need-
our cue.
yeah.
With that, as Scarlet goes to look over some of the diagrams that Winnie designed, as all of you begin to make anchor, break anchor, and raise anchor. one of those things with an anchor,
Raise
on
anchor.
Red Tide Rock.
We leaving. We outie.
And take to the seas
Yeet.
once again. We are going to take our break, so stick around, folks. We will be back in about probably 10 to 15. Do the things, pet the pets, all the stuff we don't need to talk about. And we'll be back shortly. Stick around. Take care of yourselves.
Bye.
Oh, vast and welcome back to Horizons Call, everybody. Very excited to have you all here. Thanks for sticking around, or thanks for joining us. If you're joining us for the first time, or just for the first time this episode, welcome. Very glad to have you here. Again, my name is Derek Sword. Using he and pronouns. I am your GM for this wonderful game of Horizons Call in the homebrew world of Damaras that I helped create with these very wonderful people here. Again, if you appreciate this game, you can, should you be willing, to show your support through tips through Pally.gg. Pally is a wonderful tool that allows you to tip. Anything you tip doesn't take the massive cut that Twitch does, and gets evenly distributed based on shares to these wonderful folks, as well as for any games that might use Pally, artists, and support crew and stuff like that. For this game, you're pretty much looking at them. So anything you give gets evenly distributed between all of us. It's very much appreciated, and I didn't mention this before. I should have mentioned it. You can impact our game should you do that. We have had some tips already that have given some advantages. Thank you so much for that. You can give advantages, you can give crits, you can give things called black spots, which are extra complications to the game to make things a little more difficult, and also to balance out black spots because it's difficult for my friends here. I am contractually obligated to sing a sea shanty, so bear that in mind should you be kind, generous, and able to give. It is always appreciated. Well, that said, we're going to jump back into the game. So you all have made ready to leave Red Tide Rock. Any last minute things anybody wanted to do before you left? All right. Well, Scarlet, your parents give you a warm hug, as warm as fish people can give. They wish you the best. They wish you all the luck. They tell you to come back soon. They now know where you have made your new home and assure you that they will come visit as well. And you all have a contingent of 15 sirens who have boarded. Is there a particular ship you want them on? Or like 7 and 8 on 7 on one ship, 8 on the other? Okay.
Probably.
So they split up. They're just kind of chatting around. Some of the sailors are enamored. Some of them are scared because sirens on a ship, But they all seem to have a level of respect, especially towards Scarlet's command, to Connery's command as well, and keep to themselves. They are given quarters to have to their own, and a couple of them, very much like Valerie had done. A couple of them just take up on the top deck and begin just. It's not magical. Well, it's magical in nature because all Siren Song is magical, but it's not manipulating anything. It's more just encouragement. If anything, this would be a subtle level of guidance being constantly cast. So should you do anything on the ship during the in between A and B, you may add guidance. Okay. So as if we are raising anchor on Red Tide Rock and taking to the seas again, where are y'all going?
We're going to get Winnie's ship.
Okay.
Right.
So
yeah.
My shit.
heading then to Tomar Tor, the dwarven island, the island with market city of Redgate, like the trading city of Redgate. You yourselves are actually going to Crimstone Port, which is the port that you left your ship in. Let's get some travel music going. Anywhere you want to stop along the way, or is that the direct route?
I think that's the direct one, unless anybody else
Alright,
has
so
a stop
go.
they want to make.
There's not a whole lot between, directly between Red Tide Rock and that, right?
There's really not. There's maybe, from where you all are right now, which I believe you all should be able to see the map. Yes.
On the map, that's accurate.
Yes, the map should be accurate. So, let's see, Tomar Tor, yes, is...
The little one, right?
That island right there just to the west of
that's not far.
Axia. No, so you only have really about like it's 2 weeks roughly.
Okay.
So what would you all like to spend your 2 weeks doing?
What?
All right. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, what is the language of the sirens?
Aquan.
Yeah, technically Aquan. Aquan, Common. I mean, a lot of them are multilingual because they are, some of them do travel a lot, but like when they're beneath the water, most of them speak Aquan.
Okay. Yeah, don't skip me, but I'm not gonna go first.
Do you have anything, Michael?
Proximus would actually, together with Connery, look at seafaring and battle tactics.
Okay.
Trying to learn more pirating stuff.
Okay. Let me look at one thing real quick. Even based on the question you just asked, Aquan is a sublanguage of Primordial. I don't know. I don't know what the second question you're asking is, but I will get to that in a moment. Proximus, you and Connery, so you're looking at battle tactics. What kind of a role would that be? I don't think it's necessarily history.
Survival?
Yeah, maybe survival. Perception, medicine, investigation, intimidation, insight. Yeah, not really a great role to be like battle tactics. I tell you what, if you want to roll intelligence, I don't really have anything else that I can really think of that would make a lot of sense for maybe insight if you want to do wisdom, unless you have something that you wanted to sell me on.
I think insight, because it's more wisdom, taking wisdom from Connery and learning that, not necessarily like, but you could say that it's book learned from him, but I think it'd be more like
I think battle tactics are best learned from experience and less from like, oh no, this is what a pincer maneuver is.
Right. So I'll
this
go
is a
with
wedge formation. This is best with cavalry.
And I'll use my my brand new die that I got from Kaila, because she spoils me. Ooh, that's a really good natural 19.
Hell yeah.
For 25.
Okay. So Connery sits you down and actually pulls out like a small, very small map of like a couple islands, and he has a couple of ship figurines, and he goes, all right, son, we've talked a little bit about this before. Let's go ahead and go over a few of the tactics that might be important. See, the difference between a lot of ships and ours is we have some magical enhancements which actually let us avoid certain issues. For example, no one can technically cut our wind, but we can cut anyone else's, and to cut someone's wind means essentially to make them turn to a disadvantageous point where the wind is no longer supporting their forward movement, and then turning abruptly to fire upon them. The other problem we necessarily have with this ship is we don't have chaser guns, which is something to be wary of for the larger ships. Chaser guns are typically at the forward or the aft, where they can fire directly forward or backward, either whether you are chasing or being chased. Might be an improvement we want to look at in the future, not a big deal right now. Other things like mortars or mangonels can fire even further distance, something to make note of. I would say our biggest weakness on this ship is if somebody targets our sails. If they take those out, we are essentially dead in the water. We still have our turmoil thing, whatever it is that Scarlet put on this damned thing, that makes it difficult to get closer to us. But still, if someone chooses to fire on this ship, we are smaller, we are swift, we are not incredibly well armored despite the adamantium struts. So the biggest thing we want to do is outmaneuver. If we go up against a juggernaut, a man-o'-war, a brigantine, we are going to be outmatched when it comes to gunfight. So we are going to want to maneuver around them and fire at their weak points. And their weak points are going to be their hull, their guns, their sails.
Oh, this is all good stuff. He's like writing in a journal frantically.
We have different types of shot as well. You can fire chain shot, which is intended as two cannons, two cannonballs connected by a chain that whip around. Great for taking somebody's head off, even better for cutting down a mast. There's grape shot, which is tiny little balls all together that just pepper an entire crew. It's terrifying. Explosive barrels, which I don't believe we have any. Many different things. One thing actually we could do that we haven't had to, because it is a little detrimental to the ship, but should we ever need to come to an abrupt turn, we can always drop an anchor on either side and actually use the momentum of that to turn our ship and fire abruptly. It's a last-ditch effort should we need it.
Wow. This is so much information, Captain. Thank you. I'm going to study this. And you look at the journal and it is, you can't even read it. It's just gibberish.
And of course, most sailors on Domaris, most other ships aren't looking to sink each other. Ships are very valuable. So what they are looking to do is make you dead in the water and then board. And honestly, that's actually where we have some strengths, because I don't lose in a boarding.
Oh no, that was one of the things that being able to swim and being able to fly, I feel like I have an advantage, but I need to keep this in mind for the crew that can't do those things. So that is why I asked. And you are the best person to ask when it comes to that.
We are pretty good at not being boarded, in fact. We're very good at boarding. Sammy loves to drop things from above. I, of course, have my sword. Honey eats people. So we're pretty terrifying. But yes, I guess one of the big responsibilities for you, if we're ever in a boarding situation, is to make sure that all of the other sailors are properly armed.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Captain. I have so much to work on.
You absolutely do.
I want to be a proper pirate one day.
I have faith in you, son. Just pats you on the head. Like, goes for the shoulder, like, regrets it for a second, and, like, hits the head and just...
It's like...
This has been awkward for both of us, please leave.
Okay, yes.
I'm sorry, Winnie, did you asked me a question, so you're asking what language Aquan is based on. So Aquan is a primordial. Primordial is, I think we've established a little bit like it's derived from Elder, but maybe even older than that, because it's essentially the language of the elements. Even the elements existed before the Elders did. So
specifically, I was asking about,
translated phrase. So Aquan is mostly spoken underwater because, like I was kind of making fun of Kaila earlier, the is kind of what Aquan sounds like. It's fish talk, right?
Water cooler sounds.
Okay.
Yeah.
See,
so,
I was trying not to
specific...
show my whole ass on stream. It's fine. What, like Fall Amaryl, what was that based off of? I just...
Fall Amaryl is Elven. You're talking about the name origin? Fall Amaryl is Elven. It's the city of emeralds.
Real world language.
I used an Elven translator.
Okay.
So if we're going into that Tolkien-based Elvish off of Latin,
good news, everyone.
Celtic.
Luck in Elvish is just luck. It sucks.
It depends on the so.
No, I'm gonna keep going. I just Yeah.
When I name stuff for Elven, I found a Sindarin, a Quenya, and a D&D Elven translator. Pop some words into it and just mishmashed it all together. So Elven is very mishmashed, made up. It sounds Elven. It works for me.
Also, educational tag.
Yeah.
Tolkien. I will tell you, Tolkien hated French. So no Lord of the Rings language is based off of French. Orcish, I believe, was based off of Hungarian. like Black speech was based off of Hungarian. Dwarvish was based off of like German and Nordic, and Elvish was based off of like Celtic and I guess technically Gaelic. So Gaelic and
Yeah, that's fine. I'll keep
anyway.
going and just
Sorry, I don't have a better answer. But yes, that is Aquan is
That's
not
fine.
based off of a real world language, I would say. Okay. Did you have anything you wanted to do with that?
not live on stream at this particular moment, but
That's totally fine.
in the meantime,
I'm just trying to clarify what we're doing here. I wasn't understanding where the question
Yeah,
came
it
from.
was-
No whole ass shown. I'm just confused as to what's happening.
no, it's fine. It's fine. I would like to wrap up my task for Acacia now that I have those little shiny stones. I would like to, if Acacia has the map that she wants on the sphere.
I will hand you my homemade star map.
Hell yeah. Then I will faithfully adapt it into sphere form and imbue it per our discussion earlier with magical tinkering, which I honestly can't remember what you said I should.
I think it ended up being like minor illusion or something like that.
Yeah, the good news is I think I can I've got it somewhere. Yeah, Derek, if I can just do it as magical tinkering, that'd be great. But I would
I
like
think we established you could do that.
the stars to light up accordingly, just with touch.
To glimmer, yes. Yep.
Yes. And then I will present it back to Acacia.
Okay.
Yay.
Yeah. I made you this.
Thank you. I'll take the very spherical like object, and I'm gonna get real nerdy for the people in the audience right now. But if any of you have played Final Fantasy XIV and have ever seen an astrologian, it's one of their weapons, and it's basically this like sphere with like it's kind of very similar. What is it? The Orier? What kind of sphere is it? I always forget.
An
what it
orrery
is.
or an armillary sphere?
It's similar to that, and the rings like move around and stuff like that, but when I touch it, they kind of like move and turn and also light up with constellations, and it's dope.
And she would have provided.
If you've ever
like,
heard
a
of my
little-
Lord and Savior, Final Fantasy XIV.
Have you ever heard of the critically acclaimed?
Yes.
The tagline is going to be updated soon because there is going to be a new free expansion for people.
Ooh. Heck yeah.
Yeah, Stormblood is now going to be free for the new trial. Anyway.
Entertainment tag.
I would have. We're just going through all the E's. Winnie also would have provided like a little base for it so that you could just like spin it and play. You know, yeah. You got it. You know.
Thank you, Winnie. Let me know if there's anything I can do for you, or I can pay for parts.
Oh, no. I mean, if I think of anything I need, I'll just let you know. Thank you very much. But honestly, I just got the most expensive parts like off the ground. So,
Is that what you were doing at the Sirens?
yeah. It's trash to them. I didn't steal it.
I
To be
figured.
clear,
I got permission.
this
I-
single person I talked to said it was okay. I didn't
I
do
can
a
give
vibe
you-
check.
I can give you one payment right
Melinda
now,
lies to everyone.
and I'll give you a hug as payment to start.
Winnie will give her a giant hug back. Honestly,
It's all horse torso from Winnie.
I was gonna say, is this like you jump up into her arms?
Yeah, does Acacia pick Winnie up like a...
I down.
Okay.
I
Okay,
lean,
yeah.
I lean down for my short friends,
Thank you.
Which is all of us.
which is all of
Yeah.
you. Yes.
You, yes.
Proximus can fly up. Proximus has got the wing boots. Or a little horse kneel. Okay.
And after I get that, I want to go say hi to Scarlet. I'm going to fly over to Scarlet onto Cross's Mercy. Where is Scarlet?
Probably captain's quarters, and they are open. While she is taking some of her captain's duties back, I'm sure it's not just full-fledged as of yet.
Okay. I will stand outside the door, which it might be, was like, I guess, partially propped open, and I'll give a nice little knockety knock.
Come in.
Do you have a little bit of time?
Considering I'm half on bed rest, sure. You've got all the time you need. Good God, if I step out of this captain's quarters one more time today, hell to pay for later.
So I will clop in, and I will shut the door and make my way over. Where are you? On the bed, sitting?
In the floor with a bunch of, like, probably papers and stuff to track what we have on the ship and things like that.
Okay. Actual
I'm doing
work.
paperwork. I've got paperwork duty, but I do it in the floor.
I will fold my
Just 'cause
legs
it's
up
big enough.
underneath me, and I will join you on the floor. You've definitely got your hands full.
Say that. This is nothing comparatively. This is just the... in case we happen to get stopped by someone who requires it. Sort of deal.
Tedious, busy work.
Yes. My favorite.
It might be worth looking into hiring an accountant for the ships.
The money math is easy. That's
What else?
actually, you know, mind, no thoughts, and head empty sort of deal. Just
It's
counting out money.
It's still tedious.
It's fine. It gives me something to do at night. Well, I can sleep now.
Yeah,
I don't know. We'll see. To be determined. Just
I'm
one
sure
more
I-
person to pay.
I'm sure after we get rid of, offload some of the stuff we pillaged several weeks ago, it might be in the budget, but I'll let captains deal with the captain stuff.
Possibly.
But yeah, I actually came to ask if I could ask a favor.
What sort of favor?
Can you still scry?
That's a very good question.
If you
I could
can't, it's no big
try.
deal, but
Like I told Winnie, it's like a battery that's not going to be recharged. I could try. No promises that it'll work.
well, isn't scrying a shot in the dark anyway?
Somewhat, sure.
Okay. So, basically, I already have I'm just going to use the word friend for lack of a better term. Friend, associate, already looking for him. But I was wondering if you would mind giving it a try to scry on my buddy Panvir. The one back from Satyria.
On trial.
The one whose eye I kind of took. Yeah. Like, she's got a whole ocean to look for. Scrying might not narrow it down, but it could at least tell me the state he's in, or if he's even alive.
You think he might have perished when Cora went down?
No, he's too slippery.
Fair.
I looked up to him a lot. He was very good at what he did, so I don't think he just got...
Okay. And I will move papers into neat stacks and place them on my desk. I will resume my space back on the floor. Now I only know of him from the trial, so I don't know him very well. Do you have anything that belonged to him?
I do. I don't know how well it will work because it's been in my possession for a very long time.
But it was in reality his to begin with.
Yes. And I will go grab up like a pouch that's like kind of like on the inside of my clothing and pour like a bunch of coins into my hand. And if you look at them, they're all like fairly cheap copper coins or not even copper at all, like steel or something like that. And they all have some kind of symbol or initial on them. And I just kind of like go through them before like taking one out that has just like a carved P on it. And you might see the one that I took from Winnie at some point too. But I will hand it to you.
We'll palm that in my left hand. Okay. I will ask for a favor when we're done here, please.
I expected nothing
big.
less.
At this point, you probably noticed that Scarlett does not look as put together as she usually does.
Oh no.
Well, she's dressed. She doesn't have like her corset on. It's just the long sleeve top. Her hair looks a little unkempt. She's just having a rough time. So, are you going to tell me what you want to know? Just about where, if he is even alive, where he is?
General status.
Anything I can get out of it?
Anything you can get out of it, basically. I know when people scry, you really only get like the room they're in, 10 feet, general vicinity. So I'm not expecting much for location, especially if he's like in the middle of a city or a ship or, dead. So, whatever you can get.
Okay. And I will cast Scry for the last time under a Warlock spell.
Okay. So, let's see. You have met the target. So, we'll consider that firsthand, which does not provide a modifier, but also doesn't
add to it.
Pandir, correct. Let's see. I will count this as a possession. It has been out of Panvir's possession for some time. So while as a possession or garment is a -4, I'll give you a -2 for this.
Better than nothing.
Better than nothing. A failed save, invisible, 10 feet of the target here in C. Okay. Remain 10 feet. Okay. So let me see what Panvir rolls. And what is your DC?
18.
Okay. Well, that was a 6 on the die.
Yes!
And it's a... What type of... I don't think they're going to hit it, but just wisdom save. Okay. Wisdom save... Don't have any bonuses to that. +0 to wisdom. And a... Okay, -2, so that's a 4. So you succeed creating an invisible sensor 10 feet from Panvir. And what you see is... So let's see. You all are in a part of the world...
Can I pause this for 1 second?
Yeah.
Can I ask Acacia to mind link, and could they see what I see while I'm doing that?
Oh,
Sure.
fuck
Sure.
yeah, I will mind link with you. I'm like, why didn't I think of that? Thank you, you're a genius.
And I try.
All
All right, this
so
2
you
hours, it's
all-
perfect.
Let's say you're maybe like a week into your travel when you're doing this. So we'll say that it's probably daytime when you all are doing this. So probably, okay. You are going to see a very bedraggled, very rough, one-eyed halfling sitting on the top deck of a ship. It is nighttime where Panvir is. And it's pretty quiet on this top deck. The weather is, well, I guess you can't tell what the weather is.
It's not
raining. Yeah, you can visually tell that it's not raining. It is not overtly cloudy. There is no land in sight. But as you look around, I will say that the symbol on the sails would definitely ping. It's something you have seen before, not always in not great circumstances. They are the 3 swords of the Nereid Empire. And if you'd like, you could do a survival check to try to... Actually, Acacia, since you are seeing this, if you would like to do a survival check with advantage and look at the stars...
I was literally going to ask this anyway.
Yes. You absolutely can see what direction potentially Panvir is heading in.
And I want to know direction, but I also want to know state of the general area of the world, depending on what constellations are in the sky.
Okay.
Because that could give me like, and since this I know it's like nighttime, that would put him, I think, in the southern hemisphere, or the north, or where.
Not necessarily hemisphere, but you're more looking time zones. So you're more.
Oh,
just
time
looking...
zones. Okay, so he's in like
Yeah.
probably like the Nerean land, quote unquote, oceans.
Yes. I would say you would be able to reason that Panvir is most certainly east of where you are.
All right, I got a 15 on the die plus 8, so 23.
Pretty great. Panvir is likely in the mid seas, likely from like the level of darkness and all that, in the eastern part of the mid seas, and seems to be headed east towards the continent. I mean, it's an island continent of Validus, which is the primary continent of the Nerian Empire, aboard a Nerian ship. And even as you look around, the few sailors you see are not armored, but uniformed, in the sense that this is likely a merchant ship that Panvir has found himself aboard.
You hear me muttering, now why am I not surprised?
But Panvir is in rags, kind of, the one eye Panvir does have darting about, shivering, and does not seem to be given much care or attention by anyone else. Is just aboard this ship. Maybe the last bit of gold they have or a favor got them aboard this ship. Looking rough.
Scarlet, you would feel along the mind link connection a twinge of sympathy and pity, actually.
Scarlet, how long? Let me see, Scarlet. How long are you going to hold this?
10 minutes.
10 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you going to wait the whole 10 minutes?
I'm gonna get everything I can out of this.
Especially since like it's the Nerian. It's a
Yeah.
Nerian ship too.
Okay.
It's pinging on Scarlet's list of this is Nerian. This is interesting. It's been a while.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Scarlet, at one point you and Acacia would both see this. Panvir gets up from his position and kind of silently in the night, just kind of he's stealthing. You all, invisible sensor, you can keep track. Like it's not that he is stealthing in a way that you can't see, but he starts to get more to the shadows, and you can tell that there's a watch change that's actually happening. And very quietly, unseen to anyone else, as the braziers are being exchanged and men are going below deck and above deck and taking their time while they chat, Panvir creeps up to the sailor at the helm. And you see him pull a small knife from behind his back and eliminate this sailor. And this halfling, this otherwise, unassuming individual, a beggarly even, drags this sailor silently across the deck and throws them overboard. And resumes their spot, back against the wall, right where they were before, as if nothing had happened. And you see them pull out a list, or I would say not necessarily a list, but a slip of paper that has a name and a description. And they just put out a small pen and just draw a line across the name.
Seems your friend is for hire.
He's definitely freelancing.
He's not the
I would say
lead
that's-
walker anymore, is he?
Did they kick him out, or what? What did they do, Derek?
Yeah, I
Okay.
would say that your trial was pretty sufficient that technically the trial didn't end, but also like Panvir demanded trial by combat and you drew first blood.
A little more than that, but yes.
Yes. Yeah, I would say you were probably the victor on that if the hand was going to adjudicate, they would, and Panvir said that he left anyway.
True. Yeah, that's fine. That's true.
So yes, I would say that the Panvir is not an Ewok in whatever sense they are acting. It is not for the Evewalkers.
Is he wearing any insignias of other guilds?
No regalia you can see. In fact, like I said, just like rags. Like you wouldn't look at this person twice. I would say if this person was in a city environment, they would probably be completely ignored because, most city, especially in the Nerian Empire, they think, oh, he's just going to ask me for coin. I'm not even going to look at him. Like he is taken on the visage of an invisible person.
Yeah. Okay. After the 10 minutes, I'll inhale and let out a very long exhale.
Okay.
That's what you were expecting?
I wasn't sure what I was expecting. I expected him to be alive. Wasn't sure exactly where he would be. Didn't know what kind of options he had or what his goals were, so someone's hired him. Were there any interesting names on those lists or just descriptions?
It was just one name and the description. It was the name of the sailor. And actually, let me see if I can pull up my my list. There, I will say there might have been an insignia, especially with Acacia's high enough perception on that. Let me pull up my list of factions.
I would ask Scarlet back for the coin.
Oh yeah, you can have that back. She don't
Yeah.
want
No, I don't think so. Put that back in my bag of my pickpocketed spoils of the game.
to. You ever pickpocketed me?
No, I value my life.
Fair.
I have
Acacia, I'm sorry.
pickpocketed Winnie. I think it's more impressive to say for me that I have pickpocketed our little otter friend than it would be to
Really?
pickpocket you. As terrifying it is, but I'm not gonna.
Bravo.
It was a joint effort between me and Winnie.
I'm impressed.
Sorry, Derek.
Oh.
Go ahead. You
Sorry.
did?
I was going to say I lied to you when I said that there wasn't an insignia. You would have not necessarily noticed it as an insignia. Go ahead and roll me a history check. This isn't a high check, but especially as somebody in the Evewalkers.
Nat 20.
Perfect. So there's a very unassuming, like the Evewalkers have a really cool symbol, and a lot of times, their armor will depict it. If they're going to be a spy, they're not wearing it out and about. But there is an organization that can kind of like put their insignia very unassuming onto their body, and you notice that these rags that Panveer was wearing were actually clipped with almost like a little, like it looked like a brooch at first. It's actually a fishing hook that's actually hooked their clothing together right at the shoulder. And if you were to think that they were part of anything, like, yeah, this could be, fishermen put hooks in their hats, whatever. Like, a hook is a very unassuming thing unless you're in the know. And Acacia would know that Panveer might have joined the Anglers, which is another criminal organization that is, I would say, in direct competition morality-wise to the Evewalkers. Like, the Evewalkers are very Robin Hood-esque, right? Like, they try to be benevolent in
I've always
their
imagined more
thievery.
on like the neutral.
Yeah, well, still, they're not
Dicks.
evil. Yeah, the Anglers are much more brutal and mafia-esque in their actions. There is a blood in, blood out sort of deal to them, and their symbol, if you were to ever see it, is a very jagged, multi-pointed fishing hook. That's what they leave when they put it on the walls, but also, like, their victims often have fishing hooks left in them.
Love that. All right. Thank you. What
You're
was the favor?
I am still having trouble with the whole coordination with Mage Hand and such. It just doesn't do what I need it to do. It's frustrating. This is going to be an odd ask. Can you please braid my hair? Please, so it gets out of my face.
I can do that, and you can cash in your favor later. I'll do this just because you're my friend.
Thank you.
And I will
maneuver, sit behind Scarlet, brush her hair.
I was saying I can move. It's easier for me to move.
It's fine. We get into position. I will brush your hair, and I will 1, 2, 3 French single.
Whatever will keep it out of my face for at least the day and tomorrow.
I will do like 2 braids and like collect the hair until it forms into 1 braid down your back.
Thank you. I will get used to it eventually, but the magic is very weird right now. It's not the same. It is pulling from, it feels like 2 different places, and it's just not connecting together. And it's there, but it's not quite getting what I need done.
You'll figure it out.
I hope so.
You're
I
stubborn.
would really like to not be weird and inky. It's gross.
You're stubborn. You'll figure it out. It will work itself out.
I'm just impatient.
Yeah, I can't help you with that.
No. Marcus has tried. It's not working very well for him either.
And I will braid up her hair.
Wonderful. No checks needed for that.
Bless.
Fantastic. Anything else anybody wanted to do before you got to Tomar Tor?
Just for keeping a record of it, Winnie is going to continue working on her Dwarven language learning and cataloging her books. And I think that's about it, unless I have promised anybody else tinkering of some sort.
I would like to send a note to Acacia and Winnie.
Okay.
Stating that elder lessons will resume after Tomar Tor.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Winnie, give me a history check for your Dwarven learning.
19.
Great. You're cataloging a lot of your books. Little Jeffrey's helping you, I presume?
Always.
Perfect. So you're basically pulling books like out of Little Jeffrey. You've made little stacks based on like where they are in your library and flipping through some. You're one of the things you're reading about is botany. Subterranean botany, and it's a lot of mushrooms. And then you think to yourself, do mushrooms even count as plants? And that's like an entire chapter about mushrooms, the extant form of life, plants, ? But in Dwarvish. And it's when you're like really trying to focus on this that you don't notice that Jeffrey has gone to coloring again in one of the books. And he tugs like on your sleeve, and he goes, "Hey, Mom."
Yes.
Hey, Mom. Oh, you answered. Okay. I found something neat.
What did you find?
And he flips open the book, like holding it to you like this because of his little hands. And he goes, I found one of the thingamajig. One of the doodads.
A doodad? Let's take a look at this.
And he's colored all over the page. There's like, a little sun in the corner. There's a little picture of you and Proximus and Acacia and Scarlet. And Acacia is just like the horse is a stick figure, but the human part is really like way too realistic. And you're like,
what the fuck?
Something's wrong in the machinery there. We might need to check
There
a cog.
are things worse than the Bagman. Who knew?
But you notice that the book that he has it's essentially Dwarven throne design. And it is a historical catalog of all of the Dwarven kingdoms that were known about way before the deluge and how fucking fancy their thrones are. Some of them are carved from special rocks. Some of them are carved from the heart of the mountain themselves. But Jeffrey has one where he has drawn a little picture of himself pointing with little like anime eyes going like, yay, at a particular throne that is very unique looking. And built into the seat of this throne is almost like a halo around it. This very large ring-like structure with these symbols carved into it. That in the book it even says strange ancient symbols of unknown origin and unknown meaning, but of great power. And this dwarven throne is built around and built into it an elder ring.
Well, I guess we'll keep him another day. She's...
You say that, but I'm the 14th version.
For legal reasons, that's a joke. I saw your face, Mare. Winnie is going to pick him up and hug him with one arm and take the book with her other hand and go find somebody. And she's going to consciously not try and think about how, like, on the one hand, the book sounds like something you might find in the, like, Barnes & Noble, like, bargain section, and it sounds dope. Mm-hmm. Do not get me wrong. But
it's a coffee table book, yeah.
Yeah, but also, like, it's old, so, like, she's trying not to think about, like, what cost-wise destruction he might have done. I don't suppose it says anything about, like, what kingdom or what coordinates, perhaps. Do I recognize the,
Coordinates are tougher. It's not like it has a map. This is presuming that you just know what this kingdom is, because it's a dwarven kingdom. Why wouldn't you know? This is the kingdom of Halvoruk, which I will put in chat.
Thank you.
Which essentially it is called the Kingdom of the Cold Star. And what this kingdom is, this dwarven kingdom, is it essentially was built into a crater of something that caused an impact crater. And so it describes it as being a kingdom in the north. You haven't heard of it. So that tells you that maybe this was one of those dwarven kingdoms that didn't do too hot in the deluge.
Would you say they did cold in the deluge?
I would say they drowned. This isn't a joke. No. So Halvoruk is described as having, like, the great gates of Halvoruk are supposed to be like one of the great dwarven wonders of the north. The kingdom of the Cold Star, that this, you know, a lot of the metals that they even had were supposedly sourced from this meteorite that caused the impact. That was the big treasure trove. That's why the kingdom was kind of built around it. But it also, because it was in a crater, was like in a valley. It was further deep. So it wasn't built into like the mountains like Axia was, which then survived the deluge.
I love that. And if there is anyone around or awake, she's gonna go hunt him down and hold up the book in one hand and have little Jeffrey in the other and just say, we might have like the vaguest of leads on another ring.
I rolled a 2 on a luck check to see what time of day it was, so it's definitely the middle of the night. And when he's just like running through the crew who are all in their hammocks with Jeffrey going, I found something!
Well, she would be looking for one of like her other 3, so sure. She might knock. I think it would scare her too much to. Although Acacia sleeps on the deck, right? In good weather?
Yeah.
I mean, the odds are still pretty good she's just going to barge into Proximus's... I know it's not a closet anymore,
I feel like Proximus would actually be at the helm right now so that Connery could sleep.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Look at Proximus being like an actual good first mate.
Right?
I'm so tired.
Yeah. Eyes glazed over. Yeah.
Give this man a raise.
Very big bags under his eyes.
And I imagine it's not super bright on deck, so she's going to this shape of a vague, short sea elf with her like side mass of little Jeffrey is just gonna thrust a book at you in the dark.
Jeffrey opens his mouth for his gem of brightness.
Oh, he's
Shines a
perfect.
little light on it.
Oh, that's
He's
right.
so
But it's very
perfect.
blinding.
Why would he have it? You know, he can't use
Right.
it.
Well, it does have a dimmer switch.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
canon.
Oh,
Yeah, he
It's a
has his
back
disco
fin.
ball. Right.
Right.
right. He has his disco ball setting. It's not on that.
Yeah. No, in good news, Gem of Brightness can do like a dim light, so you're not immediately blinded for 8
Nice.
hours.
Yeah, he does have like he has a Zune built into him, and also the Gem of Brightness, so he can go full DJ Jeffy if he needs to.
I did have a Halo 3
DJ Jeffy
Zune.
Jaws.
I do have good news. When Winnie does need to do any of her bardic magic, specifically underwater, that is how she's going to be using bardic magic, is with DJ Little Jeffrey, because she can't bust out
It's
a violin
DJ Jeffy Jaws.
Sorry,
Respect
Jeffy
his career.
Jaws.
Write it down.
The worst
you
part
need a-
is his name is Jeffrey with a G, so
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's bad.
Geffy. Geffy.
anyway, so if Acacia is sleeping on deck that night,
If you take just little clips of them, they're Jeffs,
I would be
Oh my
sleeping
God.
on
not
deck
Jeffs.
once we're out of the storm, the tempest.
yeah, and
And you are out of that.
yeah,
Yeah.
and Winnie wouldn't have brought a book onto deck in the middle of a raging storm anyway. So you might wake up when Winnie is accosting Proximus with this.
I
But-
might even be up
Yeah,
because I have a weird sleep schedule.
it's a throne, which, you know, morality of monarchies aside, like this little Jeffrey's credit where credit's due. Little Jeffrey spotted it, not me. But that looks like a ring, doesn't it? And
It
does.
look like a
not
ring.
an Elden ring, but an Elder ring.
We were here first.
Right.
Winnie, I'm going to ask you to keep your voice down. We don't want to wake up the crew.
yes. Oh,
But yes,
sorry.
I definitely understand that you are very excited.
We can have a. We should tell Scarlet too. We do have the shell phones.
Oh, you're right. Hey,
Yeah,
Scarlet, you up?
What time is
What
it?
you doing?
Like 2 in the morning.
She does not have her cell phone in. She does not wear that to bed.
Oh, okay, so it's
the
just us.
shell phone to bed. Yeah.
Scarlet,
Can we
do
leave
you
a voicemail?
Jesus.
Is there voicemail capabilities, Derek?
voice snail?
Gross. Oh no, I hate that.
Oh.
I hate that like a little snail comes out of the shell and is just waiting there with a message.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Genius.
This voice
Hi, this is
snail
Bert.
is
This is your
full
ear
at
snail.
This time.
Like I had to promise Kayla that there wouldn't be brain worms, so
That is
I
not
can't.
it's a snail. It's different.
All right, yes, Gary the brain snail.
Yes.
Not brain snail. It's just a snail.
He just hangs out in your ear. He doesn't go into your brain.
Oh, he's respectful.
It's
That's nice.
gross.
Yeah.
Taylor, your face.
Leave your message after the screech. Ah.
We can call her in like 6 hours.
That's so much time.
5.
Okay.
Like
Yeah,
noises
for
coming
hours.
out of the shell, and Marcus
Winnie
just like
doesn't sleep.
smacks it.
Does
The
she?
ring
Throws it
isn't
across
go-
the captain's
Oh, that's
body.
right. You don't fucking sleep. That's why you're here.
Not
That's
anymore,
why.
because her dreams were really stressful for a while, so she
Right.
just trances these days.
She only has to do like 4 hours of that.
They might be better, but she's not gonna risk it.
We can message her when we wake up. Well,
Yes, absolutely.
when more people wake up.
We can
And we
put
can
a
let
pin
her
in
know.
it. My shift is almost over, so I am exhausted. But definitely, I think once we get your ship and we could maybe move our entire fleet. We have 3 ships.
3 ships?
It's almost a fleet,
Yeah.
right?
How many ships is
but
considered a fleet?
I didn't
look it
ask
up.
Connery that. That is one thing that I forgot
I'm
to ask
Googling
him.
it too. At least 3.
A flotilla
At least 3.
is no fewer than 3. So yeah, we're good. We are on board.
Hey.
Let's go.
How far away is Cross's Mercy?
Cross's Mercy.
I mean,
I mean,
they're
you all are
sailing,
sailing. Yeah,
Yeah.
No, I.
a safe distance. So I would say probably 100 feet.
We
Close
can
enough
see
where
it.
Scarlet could dimension door.
Okay, yeah, but you're asleep.
You all can.
That
you
is
all
I mean,
can do
that's
flag.
useless.
Well, that's the usual
Also,
like distance
can
I've
you
always
even do
judged.
that anymore? What if it just like gave up halfway through? That's risky. Okay,
Go in the water. I can swim.
Winnie is going to dig through her bag. Oh yeah. Oh, we good,
I don't feel like
baby.
Winnie would leave it. Yep.
Yeah. No. Are you kidding? No. And
Character bleed.
there's Shut up. There's no one else on deck, right?
I'm gonna mute my.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
There's a couple sailors on deck. Yeah, I mean this is the
Nice shift.
skeleton crew.
Skeleton crew.
Can
Not
I
actual
see
skeletons.
the captain's cabin door from where we are?
If you're at the helm, no, the captain's cabin door would be directly beneath you. You could stand in like the mid deck and then see so the helm is directly above, right?
But on
'Cause
her
it's
ship.
raised up. I'm sorry. Oh, so you're trying to see Scarlet's?
Yeah.
Sorry. Again, I'm trying to tell what
If
the
it
hell
was,
you're
if
trying
I
to do.
wanted to talk to Connery, I would just go knock on his
Tell
door.
me what you
Yeah,
want.
I suppose that you could, if we are, because your ship goes a little bit faster. If you were to look back, they would be,
I will move as
starboard
needed.
aft.
Good.
It's
And
also
you would be-
dark.
Yes.
They have lanterns. That's the other thing. There are lanterns on either side of the door.
Yes.
You would be able to just see the angle of Scarlet's captain quarters.
Cool. Also, oh no, but we're faster. I was like, I could send little Jeffrey with his light, but then he couldn't get back, so that would be a problem. Well,
Well, he has, 60 feet of flying? He could go. He has ridiculous fly speed, doesn't he?
he
Winnie,
does- oh,
what
yeah, you're
are
right.
you doing? As I see you starting to get into mischief.
This is more fun. I'm
No,
just,
no,
Don't worry.
are you-
Woody's
are
just
you-
going to defenestrate herself again, probably.
Are you going to bother Scarlet?
no, I'm leaving her a message so that she can keep sleeping, but also when she can get the information as soon as she sees fit. I guess it would make more sense to leave little Jeffrey, but he has responsibilities on the Redemption, so I'm going to. I don't know what they are, but he probably has something. Could you imagine how
I am
terrifying?
integral to the sailing of this vessel.
How terrifying it would be to just open your door and little Jeffrey is just standing there looking up at you. I've been
Or
waiting
flying
here.
right at face level.
I've been waiting here for 8 hours.
I'm
You
an
are
automaton.
not quite.
I have no concept for time. You're dying second by second. I'll live forever.
I think this is just going to be a whole lot easier. So don't you worry about it. And she's gonna pull out her crossbow and a bolt. And she's going to fiddle with the bolt for a minute. She's going to
No, I feel like this is a new power.
It's not. I just
Oh.
no, I've had it since level 1.
You see Proximus
Yeah, you see her
he's super into it.
pull out some of her alchemist tools and use little Jeffrey as a little shelf. Probably put something in your hand, like tweezers or something.
Yeah.
She's going to shake the crossbow bolt a little bit and then say, hey Scarlet, I think we found another ring. Really excited to talk to you about it. Okay, love you, bye. Or whatever she can fit into 6 seconds. Which makes so much more sense. 6 seconds? Great, I can do that. 25 words? What monster?
came up with that. And then she's going to fire it at the captain's cabin door. Unless
For an
somebody's
attack.
standing, like, right there, because... Am I proficient?
You're proficient in
I
crossbow.
I mean, I have had it since I started, so I'd hope so, but...
Yeah, artificers are proficient with crossbows.
Yes. Oh, that... Well, it was a 19 on the die, so I don't know if I need to even...
Yep, okay.
Yeah.
Have you ever
pretty
thrown
great-
like a rock in the dark and you see it for like a half second and it's gone?
So gone.
Yeah,
Winnie
this is the bolt.
puts a finger in
Goes
her mouth,
into the
puts
dark.
it up, calculates the air velocity, fires the crossbow bolt.
Little Jeffrey just, like, catches it before it goes off course and, like, just shoves it in the wood of the door.
With a solid thunk against Scarlet's door. Scarlet, I'm not sure
Oh,
you
she
necessarily
hears
wake
it.
up to that. Okay. I was
Oh,
gonna
she's
say,
not
you-
asleep, but she wakes. She hears it.
You notice it.
Fair enough. I was gonna say, the thing you definitely hear are the alarm bells ringing as your skeleton crew says, "We're under attack!" And the bells start ringing as your ship has just been fired
is-
upon.
This is awkward.
Winnie.
In fairness...
Winnie.
In fairness, I think because
How
it's
does the
simple-
singer get blown? It's because when he's shooting arrows at the
But
ship.
it would just be Winnie's voice, like, over and over again, saying,
Repeating.
"Hey, Scarlet, we found another ring." Yeah,
You see
it's just-
Scarlet in this like Christine Daae-esque robe
Yes.
launch out the door and just what the fuck?
Yeah, because it's like a simple tinker. Like, there's no, coded only for Scarlet's voice or fingerprints going on here.
So, Scarlet, from
Long live
you
Winnie's
hear
cha-
Winnie's voice,
chaos.
and 100 feet away, dimly lit by the lanterns on the Redemption, you see a little waving, pint-sized sea elf.
I will go take the shell phone and put it on.
Acacia pinching the bridge of her nose, perhaps.
Yeah,
What?
basically.
Proximus, like,
Oh.
still holding
I-
the tweezers.
Tried to convince her
What's
to
going
wait
on?
till tomorrow.
I'm just saying that was an amazing shot.
I don't
And,
know what it was.
Proximus
I haven't fired
holds
it
up
in,
his
like-
hand for a high five at Winnie's level. For
13
sure.
levels.
Can someone tell me what is going on?
Winnie high
That's
fives
dope.
Proximus.
What is going on?
Winnie, you got her attention. Why don't you tell her what's going on?
I told her.
Nobody's talking to Scarlet.
We found another ring, maybe. Or at least, like, a lead on one.
What are we gonna do about that at 2 a.m. in the morning?
Well, I
That's-
just thought you should know.
I tried to tell her it could have waited till the morning.
I wasn't
I'm
trying to
going
wake
back
you.
to bed.
Well, you failed.
Well, do you know how hard it is to silently shoot a crossbow? I
It could
don't,
have
'cause
waited
I haven't
till
tried.
the morning.
Yeah, okay, good night. And she's just gonna take
He is
little
an-
Jeffrey.
Scarlet slams her door back. You're gonna hear it across over on the Redemption.
Marcus is like buckling his sword onto his belt, and he goes, it
Everything's
was Winnie,
fine.
wasn't it? It was Winnie, wasn't it?
Just has like the fucking bolt that just won't stop playing.
He like conjures a fireball and like just
I was
very
gonna
angrily
give it to
snuffs out.
Sirona to take back.
Um,
Oh, I love it.
After this has calmed down, I actually want to send a sending before we end.
Yeah. I
Um,
was gonna say, if you all are good to go like 10 minutes, I do have a stopping point that we can hit once you get to Tomar Torres, since we're close to that.
Okay.
But yes, please, Mary, you're sending.
before I get that, what was the name of the island or the piece of area in the Nerian Empire that Panveer was heading towards?
So you know, there's a bunch of islands. That's kind of the whole deal of the Nerians, is they have a lot of land. The main continent, that main strip of mountains, is called Validus.
Validus, so
Yeah, that's the big chunk on the map. Validus.
and I'm pretty confident that that's the area that he's heading towards.
Probably. You know, like I said, there's a chunk of little islands, but if you're going to the Empire, you're gonna at least start there, and then you can go to the other places.
All right, before heading off to take a several-hour nap before getting up for the day, I am going to send a sending to my lovely associate Eudora, who is The Nereid that I asked a
Right.
favor of.
Yes. Yes. Even sometimes I don't remember my own
It's
character
okay.
names.
There's
Yes,
a lot of
absolutely.
NPCs.
Go for it.
I've already did my word count,
Okay.
which is 20. It's actually 23.
Okay.
All right. Helping narrow down the search. One-eyed halfling en route to Eastern Nerian Empire, Validus. Wears insignia of the anglers. Know nothing else.
Okay. You will get the response back. Thanks for the tip. Anglers are a nasty bunch.
Mm-hmm.
But a good place to search. 25.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
I think, or maybe that was 15. Anyway.
It was way less than 25.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So I will have Eudora go to search there. And that's where you will find her next, probably in the Nerian Empire. Okay. Anything else anybody want to do before we got to Tomar Tor? Cool. So the 2 weeks pass. You all reach Tomar Tor. You reach Crimstone Port, where you had docked before. Crimstone Port, you actually come to realize, kind of gets its name, Crimson Stone, because it is made of very similar rock to even what Red Tide rock was made of. Not a sedimentary where it's actually like, coloring the water, but you recognize a lot of the stone. And because this is a dwarven port, there is a lot of stone. Even the dry docks have these large stone archways over them to even keep the ship out of the weather while it's being worked on. And you did have some work done on this ship. What was the Zephyr Majestic? Does this have a new name yet?
If not in common, then what would it be? What language? I could offer Elder, but most people probably won't be able to pronounce it. I feel like it's also a red flag.
But what's wrong with the star's luck?
I think you're overthinking it.
I really like the name.
I think you're overthinking it. I think it's sometimes simple is good.
We'll play with some translators off screen.
Are you muted, Eva?
Aw, heck, yeah, I am. Sorry. Thank you.
Oh.
Yeah, okay,
Want to give the short TLDR for what we missed?
Yeah, I submit that the name of their ship is the Star's Luck. Maybe in Elvish, but apparently in Common it's not so bad. So, okay, that's good. And I do want to find, like, a little... I guess I could just make it myself. That's also fine. I guess also in the 2 weeks I will make a little plaque that says the Zephyr Majestic to go just, like, under the neck of the dragon bow figurehead. That can be his... Oh, wait, no, he has a name. I'll find his name. I forgot I named him something good.
We can say that you all have docked in Crimstone Port, are actually walking to the dry docks as this conversation is happening. You had paid a couple of dwarfs just that own the dry docks for storage and I believe some just minor repairs. I don't think you damaged the ship too heavily. As you enter the dry dock and you look around, the ship is there. Seems to be in great condition. It is on struts right now. There is no water in here, and the gates behind it are closed. Although it's weirdly quiet in here. Winnie, actually, I'll take perception checks from everyone.
Oh no.
All right, let's go. Let's see what we got.
Oh, hell yeah. Oh,
I can't do math. 27.
23.
14.
Winnie, I'll give you my advantage. I got an advantage earlier on. You can have that.
Thank you. Oh god.
I lied. 25.
Natural 20 for a
Hell
26.
19.
Okay. You all see this. There are. It's quiet, but you can see that there are people around. They're not moving, which is kind of weird. Almost like everybody's kind of frozen in time, like people like frozen mid-step, and it's odd. It's dark in here, like I said, because there's a roof to it, so you can't really tell where everyone is, or what's going on here. You can't tell, these mannequin statues. Is everybody just playing a prank? But there are absolutely all dwarven-sized humanoids that are all about.
Wait, so we got to the dry dock. We went to Tonwell Tor. We offloaded from our ship to go to walk into the dry dock. Yeah.
Correct. Yeah, you were on foot. You were basically
And
on
as
some
we
planks
walked
in the
in,
Is it only the dry dock that's frozen, or was
Correct.
everyone?
Correct. Yes.
Okay,
The rest of
okay.
the city, bustling, all that. It's
Okay,
just specifically in this dry dock area. All of the dwarves that last time you were here, they were working all about. Everyone here seems to be still.
Is the ship there?
Ship's there. Ship looks fine.
I'm gonna immediately go into a mind link.
Seems
with
like
everybody.
frozen, like icy, or just
Would you like to go up to one of them?
paused?
It's dark in here.
We should be careful mentally to everybody.
Oh yes.
This is really fucking weird. We should be cautious.
Can we hear anything? Like, is there anything else that would normally be moving that is not? Like
I mean,
The breeze, birds.
you're inside. There's birds outside that are fun. It's mostly just like in here where there would be bustling about. You can see people, but they aren't moving.
We could just go get lunch first. That's
Winnie.
we could.
She. I'm curious, but also she has a point.
I'm just gonna take my long rest. I'm assuming we had that over 2 weeks.
Yeah,
I just
we
realized
had long rest.
I did not do that.
2 weeks where none of you rested.
I think instinctively,
stayed
though, I do cast Pass Without Trace.
and I'm going to cast Detect Magic.
Okay. Yeah, so with Detect Magic, you detect the figurehead. All of the humanoids that are within your range give off a very dull hum, that there's a sort of necromantic sort of deal to them, but very, very ambient, very loose in that. This isn't like they aren't trapped or anything. There's not an active spell on them. Like there's almost a spell wearing off of them in a way.
I would like to reach out to the closest dwarf who isn't like in the middle of, no one with like a hammering down swing or anything like that, but
Yeah, there's a dwarf somewhat nearby that seems to be looking down at a clipboard. Their back is to you.
Ooh, what's on the clipboard? No, not important.
Okay.
I will resist, and I'll just kind of touch their wrist.
Winnie, as you are close enough to them now, because like I said, it was dim in here, you have approached one of them. You can tell that they are probably not going to respond too well. And even as your hand goes to their wrist, it is cold, not in the way that like a body is cold. There's not a give to your touch. They are turned solidly to stone.
I'm gonna do it anyway. Although I have a very bad feeling about it. I'm going to let some, I think there's probably some oil that Winnie has that she's gonna kind of press into the skin of their wrist and cast.
It's not skin.
Their wrist. Their
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
Just
sure
emphasizing.
it's and just with all that emphasis, I'm sure this isn't gonna work, but I would like to cast Lesser Restoration.
Okay. What does Lesser Restoration do?
It is end one disease. I'm sorry. Yeah, end one disease or condition. Blinded, deafened, paralyzed, or poisoned.
I think only greater restoration works.
I think so too, but
Yes.
it's free.
This individual. If you didn't know better, this is a statue.
Yeah.
But it's not a statue. This is a person who has been petrified. And Winnie, as you go to press into their wrist, they lose balance, and the dwarf topples forward.
Try and catch them.
You can, yeah. Go ahead and make a strength saving throw.
Can little Jeffrey assist me?
Little Jeffrey can give you advantage, sure.
Strength saving throw. I don't know why I did that. We'll both roll. Jesus, this font is terrible. 19 or 10. So 19.
Okay. You catch them in time that they don't break or anything, but it's at the last moment you realize that all of the dwarves are seemingly connected by ropes all together. And the rope has been pulled. It's almost been like wrapped around the ankle of this statuesque dwarf. And it gets pulled taut. And all of you would see, as you look to the ship, the mainsail unravels, and written in large, jagged handwriting says, "Lovely ship. Can't wait to kill you for it. Love, the Tombstone Twins." And that is where we are going to end tonight.
No, I want to make a check to see who the fuck these fuckers are.
You have heard
Right.
of them before. You have heard of the Tombstone
we
Twins.
have.
Yes,
Yeah.
they were on the list that you got from the Bloodhound, back when it was the Bloodhound. Bless you. Of a list of pirates. They were listed as hunting in a specific area, just like mentioned loosely by name. There's no details. But you might surmise that they have some sort of petrifying ability.
It was the list
under
of
their
privateers
Correct.
that we had that had turned the Nerian Empire had used now.
I
Neat. That's
see.
gonna be super fun to deal with.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I have them written down in a note here somewhere.
Let me just make a note. Time to murder the Tombstone Twins.
Right?
Oh, add that to my list. Oh no.
Can't wait to ask Marcus about that later.
Did I just
Oh yeah, that's right.
shatter all of
I
the
assume he's with us.
Tombstone this.
You did not break. None of the dwarves are broken. So
Oh, thank God. Okay.
yes, it was more just like that was the
Dramatic reveal.
Joker-esque. Yeah, the Joker-esque
Well,
trap
let's say,
that was left.
before we officially end, I assume Marcus is with us. Can I get a read on what the fuck?
I would say Marcus is concerned, and we will deal with that next week. So, right?
Perfect.
Would it be? Would it be like if I go to? Would anyone have any objections if I go to like grab like not an authority but like a cleric?
Oh no, yeah. I'd
No.
be good.
Okay. I'm maybe not as pirates and maybe not go get the authorities, but I'm definitely going to go.
I was also going to say Winnie did harvest some basilisk parts.
Oh, that's
Winnie
true.
probably has an anti-petrifying sort of deal to do.
But
So
for all of these folks,
maybe we can deal with that next time.
All right.
So
I mean, they're gonna be fine.
right down to ask Marcus about that, and we will absolutely talk more about the Tombstone Twins next time. Thank you all for joining us for Horizons Call, another session of Horizons Call. We will be back next week. I don't believe Mare will be with us, unfortunately.
I will not.
But I will make sure that Acacia gets all the stuff done that she wants to do, and Mare will join us in 2 weeks. But if you are going to Big Bad Con, go find Mare. You know, go get a consensual hug. Check first; it's always important.
A crisp high five.
Solid high five. Go play at
Fist
one of
bump?
Mare's tables. should you be able to? Fist bumps are solid.
Sorry, my tables are full.
Okay, well, invite Mayor to one of your tables. How about that?
There we go.
Yes, thank you all for joining us again. Should you be able to support this cast through tips, please consider doing that through our pally.gg. Great tool, individually distributes everything you are generous enough to be able to give, and it also impacts this game. Advantages, crits, black spots, all that kind of stuff can be done. And if you do it in the middle of the week, which you are always able to access the link, it gets paid forward to the next session. So bear that in mind. Again, my name is Derek Sword. I have been your GM for this game. I'm going to have these lovely folks say a little bit about themselves and where you can find them, and then we'll do some channel news stuff. But from the bottom of my heart, from me personally, thank you. As a representative for Sword to Key, thank you. It is great being able to do this for a lovely audience such as yourself. All that said, Mare, where can we find more of your lovely self?
Hello, I'm Mare. You can find me on Twitter, Blue Sky, and Tumblr at Archmage of Dice. And for as long as Twitter continues to exist, who fucking knows? Anyway, I am only doing this game right now on every Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific, playing your lovely Soul Knife Rogue Star Druid Acacia. Also, I will also be running in October at the end of the month, October 26th, I think at 7 p.m. Eastern, a game of Sunken, a game of nautical horror where I'm going to consensually kill all of my players for charity. Let's go. Come watch that and donate a lot of money along with and come watch all the other games that are going to be played out throughout that month. As Derek already mentioned, I will be attending Big Bad Con, so if you want to come say hi, come find me. Just at me on one of the social medias that is not Tumblr, and we'll see if we can say hi to each other. I'm going to be running 2 one-shots, which are already full. However, I will be part of a panel, I'm not running it, of a panel called Asexuality in Gaming with a bunch of lovely other ace GMs and creators talking about how you can include more asexual folks and stories and representation in your games. And I think that has like 20-ish slots left, so you could definitely sign up for that.
Fantastic. Yeah, definitely check all that out. Eva.
Hi, hello. I'm Eva. I've had the joy of being your whimsical sea elf artificer tonight. You can usually find me here every Saturday, just about. Coming up tomorrow at 10 a.m. you can find me at 11 a.m. you can find me over on Kaila's channel doing our beginning game what have yous for Alice is Missing, which my part will be streamed on this channel at around noon, I think we said. It is a silent TTRPG, but there are plenty of ways to engage and, more importantly, donate to charity. The details of that are on Twitter and in our Discord. You can also find me game running Drama Llamas on Friday the 20th of October at 10 a.m. Pacific. It is a reality cooking. Oh my god. We are doing a reality cooking competition themed session of Drama Llamas, which is reality TV, but everyone is llamas. And I'm sure I've got other cool, amazing things coming up, but gosh darn it, I took Tylenol PM instead of Advil, it turns out. So what you get is what you get. Love you all. Thank you. Brindlewood, our finale will be sometime soon.
It was being scheduled. Okay.
Yes.
Just wanted to get that out there.
Yes.
Fantastic. Thank you, Eva. Scooby?
Well, hi, fam. I'm Mikyl, he, him pronouns. You can find me on all the social medias, including Twitter, Instagram, Blue Sky, and Tumblr, where you can find my art at Mikyl Sandoval. And then most definitely on the Sword and Key Discord channel, where I post all of my art, first and foremost there. And then also you can find me later on in October in Night of Fright playing Scooby. That's why I got this cosplay. But here we are.
Absolutely. Yeah, you're playing a Knoll version, a D&D version of
Yes.
It's Sakubi.
Scoop. Yeah, I'll get that right someday.
Scoob. All right.
Scoob.
Well, Jinkies gang, thanks also to Michael for doing our incredible artwork. Michael's a phenomenal artist. We always like to show support for him, and you get to check out more of it soon for some other upcoming games. Thank you, Michael. Last, absolutely not least, before myself, Kaila.
Hi, hello. My name is Kaila. I've been our Siren Scarlet Shores tonight. I'm many faces in many places in the TTRPG realm, as well as the last weekend of streaming on my own channel. Tomorrow will be the official last stream, and it will be an Alice is Missing game, starting at 11 a.m. Pacific. We will be doing our character creation and our game setup, and then after that, we'll be hopping onto our own channels where you will be able to follow each individual story via each character's own phone. You'll be able to follow it there. There are accessibility options, so if you are having concerns about reading text on screens, don't fret. We do have the Discord open for you to follow along with screen readers, or if you need TLDRs, my lovely fiance will be posting those. All of this big event is going towards charity to support To Write Love Under Arms for Suicide Prevention Awareness Month. So if you would like to help us out and raise some money, we have already raised, let me get a updated total. As of right now, we have raised $1,132.70 for To Write Love Under Arms, and that is going a long way of supporting people to get resources in their hands, to support therapy grants, everything like that. So they are doing good work for good causes, and I hope that you would want to support the same.
So Allie's doing a play-by-play.
Allie will be doing a TLDR, updating about every 10 minutes
Okay.
with key points.
Okay.
Yeah, the Discord will be open for a read-only role, so you can follow with a screen reader or just follow at your own pace if it gets too overwhelming.
I'm just imagining her being on her own Discord, her own Twitch, and just doing like, here's the TLDR, the play-by-play.
It was almost an option, but we figured that
be-
it would take a professional like sports announcer to like follow and do like live narration, and I didn't have that in the budget.
That's fair, but it would have been really funny.
It would have been really funny. It would have been really great.
But then it would have taken away from the like urgency.
Depends on the sports announcer too. Like if you get a soccer announcer, that's a totally different energy from like a golf announcer.
I'm just gonna put all 4 recordings in front of Derek and say, here is $100. Please live narration this.
Oh, I'll do that. We'll do middle of the road football announcer. And it looks like a tragic event on the field right now, Bill. Yeah, I think we're going to cut to a commercial real quick. Definitely check out Budweiser. Budweiser supporting this NFL broadcast.
Not sponsored by actual Budweiser.
Not actually sponsored by Budweiser. Because apparently they're gay now, and we don't like that in the NFL. Anyway, enough about my social views on how people completely overblow corporate attempts at pandering. Whatever. Thank you, Kaila. My name is Derek Sword. I have been your GM for this game. If you want to follow me, any of the stuff that I do, it's dsword16 on pretty much everything. Even like beacons.ai/dsword16. You can find all my stuff there. There's Twitter. There's a Blue Sky. Most of the stuff I do is on Sword and Key though, so definitely check out Sword and Key. Sword and Key has a Blue Sky, Twitter, and Instagram. It's all mostly Sword and Key with underscores separating the words, but you can always find everything at beacons.ai/Sword and Key, including the pally for this game, any other pallies that are going on for ongoing games, as well as if a game has decided to support a charity, the donation links are there as well. So you can check out everything. You can also join our Discord. Discord is a great place where you can chat, hang out with like-minded folks, and chat about cool stuff. You can chat about games. You can chat about lots of different things. We also now have movie nights that we are doing throughout the month of October, primarily on Friday evenings. We just had our first one where we showed the Shape of Water. This coming Friday, we will be doing Werewolves Within, which is a great comedy horror about werewolves, based actually on the game Werewolf, weirdly enough. It's a great movie. I really enjoyed it, and I hope everybody else does too. And you can view those through our Discord. Also, check out my podcast, Monster Crush. It is a bi-weekly transdimensional Pandora's box of monster love that I do with my friend Heavenly, where we talk about cryptids and creatures and all sorts of things like that, and how smoochable they are. And those episodes come out every other week. Talking about channel stuff, Mare and Eva and Kaila and Michael all mentioned some stuff that's actually coming up. in the month of October. We have a charity month going on throughout October, where we will be supporting an oceanic endeavor, an oceanic charity. So looking forward, let's see, we have Brindlewood Bay will be in the future. We will let you know. You can always join our Discord and find out when that's going to be. Like I said, we have our next watch party at 6 p.m. Pacific time. Actually, I think it's going to be 5 p.m. It's 5 p.m. Pacific time, which is next Friday the 29th. We have Horizons Call returning again next week, same time, same great place. The next episode of Monster Crush will release on October 1st. It is also the one-shot of Lycantropes that I will be running with a great cast. So Lycantropes is a game where you have a bunch of people who are werewolves trying to turn into werewolves during the daily human stress that we all go through. We also, let's see, we have another watch party coming up on Friday the 6th. Horizons Call is going to be just every Saturday. There's a one-shot of Mara that I will be running with Kaila. It's a two-person game about a sleeper and their nightmare that is going to be October 8th at 6 p.m. Pacific time. The 8th is also the first day for Humblewood, the Unwelcome Winter. It is the beginning of our 12-week campaign that I am running, which Michael will be doing the art for, and that is also going to be a charity game. They have not decided on which charity they would like to support, so I will update you when they actually decide on that. Friday the 13th, Kaila has claimed that slot at 5:30 p.m. Pacific time for a one-shot of actual cannibal Shia LaBeouf. It's going to be a great time. Let's see, Drama Llamas, as Eva mentioned, is Friday the 20th at 10 a.m. Pacific time. Then we also have the beginning of Pulp Cthulhu, which will be run, I believe, by Anik, and we'll also have Gona in it from our channel. And that is 10 a.m. Pacific time on the 21st. And that's a two-parter. So that will be on Saturdays, the 21st and the 28th, both at 10 a.m. Pacific time for Horizons Call. The 22nd is our one-shot of Night of Fright, which Michael will be in as Sukubi. That is 3 p.m. Pacific time on Sunday the 22nd. And then, as Mayor mentioned, they'll be running a one-shot of Sunken at 4 p.m. Pacific time on Thursday the 26th. That gets us through October. It gets us right up to Halloween. We will do more movies throughout the month as well, as people are interested, and we're hopefully going to raise a lot of money. So you can check out the link for that soon as well. We'll get all the details out for casts. Everything has been cast. Everybody has been notified. So we'll get out casts and ads and all that kind of stuff soon. And that is going to be all day for me tomorrow. But that is it for Sword and Key. That is it for us at Horizons Call for this week. So thank you so much for joining us. Fair winds following seas, brave mariners. Fair winds following seas. I almost did it right.
It's
weird that we're rating me.
It is,
we are rating Kaila. Technically Allie. We are rating the go support Kaila's endeavor. It's a great cause. To Right Love in Our Arms is a great organization. So please go show some love over there.
Away from goal.
So close.
So close to $1,500.
Go support them. Fair winds following seas, brave mariners. Take care of yourselves.